weeks in a row. And I'm Darryl McCoy. We got Michael Sean Waller, producer KJ on the boards. And actually, I don't know, 2 weeks in a row. What'd you do to my boy at Chapmanville?
Well, listen, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing I did. You might want to talk to Dakota and Trey Ward and the boys. You know.
Yeah, but listen, David had a birthday last week, and he got some family issues, obligations going on. So, guys, send prayers out today. Listen, packed house in here at Trailhead, Ashley, and we got the Martin County Cardinals in the house tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. These boys come in, I look around, and I'm like, these are big old boys.
They're flying high right now. Devin Maynard, District Player of the Year.
I saw that. And I know Devin's a heck of a quarterback, but I think he looked good on the hardwood. You know what I mean?
He is, man. He's a beast no matter what he plays. He's a natural. And then we got Bones Lafferty and Jared Haney. The Bones, he just got an invite to Alabama camp.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Alabama's baseball camp.
Oh, baseball.
Yeah.
But, hey, Bones, I'm not a baseball guy. Just telling you up front.
When you sit and look, this is one of them. We having technical issues.
He's fine. You're not.
We'll have to switch it to a different thing. So as we're sitting here, getting moved around, Ashley, we're having some sound issues here, but we'll share this one while it goes out here.
Yeah, just share Ashley's for a minute.
But anyway, just switch them around. Put that in one. And we should be good. There you go. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You good? All right. So, Ashley, anyways, I think we got it figured out now. Listen, we went and done drag racing the other day, and I don't know if it was from the fumes, if it was what it was from, but it burnt a soundboard up. We lost a tripod. I mean, I enjoyed the day at 304 Motorsports Park, but, we come out about $500-600 in the hole after that one.
Well, it happens. You know what I mean? That's the thing about it. It's like you guys going down there doing the KCU football game. Jax gets run over. Tripod gets crushed. Be a media guy, they said. It's safe. Out of the weather. Wrong.
No, absolutely not. Listen, you never know what gets thrown at you in this world.
That's true.
Yeah, man. I'm over here at Mingo Central where I'm not very well liked in this town.
Well, so. I figure I'm not very well liked right now either. You know what I mean?
No, so 2 peas in a pod.
There you go.
We're going to get started off, guys. First segment brought to you courtesy of Jim Mar Services. If you're looking for a job in the coal fields, call Jim Mar today, whether it's underground, above ground. They just don't offer jobs. They offer careers. So, Ashley, we always start with college, and a pretty good week for local teams. UK goes down to Auburn and gets the 10-3 win. And what I tell you when we picked, this was the most Stoops win that you could get.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's really crazy that I think it was one of those games that whichever coach lost got the boot. He was out. No question. One of them was getting fired. It just happened to be Stoops' lucky day to hang on for another couple weeks. I still think he's on the chop block.
He's a goner. Stoops will not be the head coach in Lexington next year. Whether he wins out or whether he loses next week, he's not going to be the coach next year.
I agree.
Nor should he be. He's the best coach we've ever had, but these last few weeks, as you know in the coaching world, it's what have you done for me lately?
Well, and the thing is, Darryl, is when Stoops was successful, it was old school football. The kids have changed. The transfer portal has changed everything. The way they used to recruit is over with. So, I just don't think Stoops has adapted. You see the Sabins and all the old guys, they're just stepping away. The Krzyzewski's in basketball. The guys are just, they're at the point that they can't compete at the level they want to be competing at because the way they know how to do things has changed. Yeah. And I think times have just passed Stoops up. I think, I would love to see Kentucky keep him around as an advisor or just a part of the program because he is that guy for Kentucky for the last, several years. So, for me, I hate to see him go out on a bad note, but I think it would be really classy of Kentucky to just kind of find something for him to do.
Well, here's the thing. Even though it don't it didn't end right at Kentucky. You know, Stoops is still part of one of the biggest football-rich families in the history of college football. And Bob Stoops, Mark Stoops.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You know, so you know he's going to go somewhere and he will make an instant impact. I promise you. He'll go turn a program around just like he did at Kentucky. It's just run its course at Kentucky. The energy's gone. You know, something. You know, it's the first 10 years. You know, I think he had so much energy, and he had his friend, the big dog with him, Vince Marrow. When he lost Vince Marrow, I think the energy in the building, you know, when he goes to work, it's not the same environment, you know. So you know, I just think new scenery is the best thing for the Sooners.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, and that's the thing. I read an article the other day, Darryl, that it talked about college coaching, and that the life of a college coach is 7 to 10 years. After that, his career tends to dip so much that he needs to say, okay, after 10 years, whatever I'm doing, I got to move on to keep my career built up. And, you know, change is good sometimes.
Well, you see, I mean, look at Lane Kiffin, you know, I mean, it's every 3-4 years he's at a new place.
Oh, yeah, yep.
And it's going to be interesting to see where his next stop is. But, you know, let's move on from Kentucky. WVU gets a big win over Houston, 45-35.
Oh, yeah, huge. Not only over Houston, but over a coach they fired and released in Hogerson.
Yep.
So, you know, hey, we went up this summer. Coda had his elite camp there at WVU, and you know, I was really impressed when Rich Rod walked out on the field and we're at an elite camp, and you know, we went to several this summer. Was the organization that he made sure that had, and he demanded just at a camp, he demanded it done this certain way.
Yeah.
I said it's just a matter of time. He's going to turn it around.
Oh yeah, that's, you know, Rich Rod. You know, he's got the longest leash ever. WVU fans remember what he done the last time in Morgantown, and you know, so they're not going to be quick to get rid of him.
No. I know. Rumor has it that Virginia Tech and several other schools has reached out and offered even bigger deals than he has at WVU. Yeah. And his reply to all of it was, "I'm home till I'm done. This is where I'm at." Yeah. So. You know, I think he's in one of those contracts that he knows this is his ride to retirement right here.
Absolutely, and I think he should be. You know, I mean, Rich Rod. You know, no matter where he goes, he's always West Virginia guy.
Oh yeah, 100%. Born, raised, coached. Glenville State. Think about this with Glenville State. Rich Rod, success everywhere he's been. The new coach, women's coach at the University of Tennessee, coached Glenville State. She's from Parkersburg, West Virginia. Left there, went to Marshall. Now she's Tennessee Vols women's coach, stepping into Summit's shoes. You know what I mean? Crazy, yes, absolutely. Won national championships at Glenville, went on to Marshall, got them into the finals, and left Marshall after 1 year and ends up at Tennessee.
A lot of great coaches come from the Mountaineer State.
Yeah.
What is it? The Jimbo Fisher?
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher. You know, Saban. You know, the biggest one. So.
But, you know, WVU, you know, I think it was the quarterback change that, you know, changed the fortunes of the Mountaineers.
Oh, yeah, the quarterback change was huge, and he's a different style quarterback than what they had. You know, Rich Rod likes that scramble around, Pat White style quarterback, and the new guy wasn't, but it fit the regiment of the team he's put together. He's a pocket passer, got good poise, and showed if he has to scramble, he will, but otherwise he makes the play downfield he needs to make.
Well, you know what they say, great coaches adjust to your players.
Oh, yeah.
And he don't stick with the system. He builds a system around the product that he has. So then, moving on down, Marshall was the only one that ended up losing from our area teams. They lost 44-27 to Coastal Carolina. You know, Coastal Carolina team that gets better every time out. That's not a bad loss for Marshall.
No, and you're on the road. You know, hostile environment. And hey, listen, if you've ever been to Coastal, their football facilities down there is super off the hook.
Oh yeah.
Big fan base. So you know, Marshall was going in, you know, into a hostile environment on the road. Great program. It's building and building and building. So they took a loss, but I think Marshall gets their feet back on the ground this weekend. Yeah. 75th anniversary of the plane crash. So I think things can go a lot of different directions.
Oh yeah, and you know, like you said, well, I tell you what, Marshall, they lost, but they won ever since that game because these new unis they got, these new
Oh my goodness.
pop these up here. Let's look at these new Marshall lids and uniforms that they'll be wearing this weekend. Now, right here you got the neon green Marshall, and I wish they would have saved these for a night game. But I cannot wait to see them out.
Oh yeah, it's going to be off the hook, and I think the reason it's an early game, it's going to be on ESPN too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so it's a nationally televised game. It's the 75th anniversary, but those helmets, like Dakota and Jackson Topping and Trey Ward has visits there this weekend, game day visits. So they'll get to see those bad boys up close. But I sent them all pictures of it today, and they were all like, "Them are crazy," because you see the big helmets from Tennessee or Kentucky's or Alabama's, but to see a school like Marshall put lids on looks like that, crazy.
Yeah, insane. And if you look in the picture, it's got the plane crash, the people that passed in the plane crash's name down the center of the helmet. That's sweet. But then moving on, we got KCU. We was at that game, and you can watch all KCU athletics here on the D&D Sports Network. But KCU took down Bluefield 28-21.
I think we called that last week.
Yeah, well, Bluefield come out and gave a better fight than what we thought. KCU was a passing team, Bluefield was a rushing team, but Bluefield had a quarterback flat swing that thing around. But KCU had Jackson Wasik, and I'm telling you, Ashley, there's not a college in Kentucky that Jackson Wasik couldn't play at. Former Lexington Catholic quarterback. He could play at UK, he could play at Louisville, he could play anywhere in the state of Kentucky, and KCU has him right there in Grayson.
That's crazy. At a small school, dominating.
Yeah, I mean, he's unbelievable. And then UPike gets a much-needed blowout victory over Union, 49-7.
Man, I missed that one big, didn't I?
Yeah.
Big time.
It was a matter of time. Coach Phipps get it figured out. Bad news, Brett Coleman didn't want to go out on a low, so he's going to finish the end of his senior year strong. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be live right here from a packed Trailhead building here in Maitland, West Virginia, and we will be with a couple of the Martin County Cardinals. So don't go anywhere, folks. All right, guys, we are back here at Trailhead Bar and Grill with Ashley Dalton to my right. I'm Darryl McCoy. We got producer KJ, Michael Sean Waller, and the Martin County Cardinals in the house. And Ashley, we got a stud right here, linebacker, running back combo in Grayson Bones Lafferty. Bones, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ashley, this young man, he went from last year one of the most dominant forces. Did you lead the state in tackles last year?
189 tackles, yes, sir.
Last year, and this year, he's kind of picked up the offensive game because it's what Martin County needed him to do to win. Bones, just kind of talk about at the beginning of this season, when they come to you and it's like, hey, man, we got to have you in the backfield.
Really, I don't know. I was lost for words, really. But I knew I had a big, important role to come up into this year. Parker Watts.
Yep.
So there's big shoes to fill. He's everywhere. Plenty of yards out of him. And then Jew,
Yep.
another fast running back. And really, we didn't have nobody this year. And I feel like I'm more of the hammer back, and our old school running style, I'm just doing good
3 yards
with
in
it.
a cloud of dust, right?
Yeah, that's all we need, 3 yards. So.
He says that, Ashley, but he's got 17 touchdowns on the year rushing.
Yeah, that sounds like a cloud of dust to me. Sounds like to me that defense figured out, the defensive guy in him, how to read the other defenses and know what holes they hit and what gaps they saw.
I think it helps a lot. It really does, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. How much do you think, you being an elite linebacker, I mean, you know what the other linebacker's thinking, right?
Well, yeah, and also as a linebacker, I know exactly what the running backs are doing, and so whenever I'm running the ball, I try not to do what they do to get tackled by me. So.
Yeah, well, Ashley Bones, he's not just a football player. He's a dual sport athlete. He's picked up a visit to Alabama, or you're going to their camp, their prospect camp, right?
Yeah, for baseball.
This summer. So, just kind of talk about, how do you find time to share? You're an elite football player, but how do you find a way to split that time with baseball, also another sport that you love? And you wrestle too.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to wrestle this year, though.
You're not?
I don't think so.
Well, the Martin County, I can guarantee you, Coach Muncie can't be happy about that.
No, I'm just too much prone to injury though. So
That's probably a smart decision.
I think I'm going to stay in the gym, work out. I may go with basketball too. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this, Bones. Everybody counted y'all out, after last year losing what you did to graduation. Coming in this year, you've took and you got a new OC and Joe Stanley. Just talk about how fun it's been this year, and after the way y'all started the season, did you ever expect y'all to be sitting right where you're at right now?
Well, at the beginning of the season, there was pretty rough. Lawrence County are opening game there. Stuff looked pretty rough for the year there, but as the year went on, we had more hope and stuff, and started putting pieces together, and we've been clicking now. And Coach Stanley, he's just amazing offensive guy. His plays and everything as he's brought to Martin County, it's fun. He makes practice so much more funner, with everything he's got going on there. But
well, actually,
yeah.
when you take and look, their only losses are to Lawrence County and Prestonsburg. That's not too shabby, is it?
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah, when you look down, that's an undefeated team, and then a team that a lot of people has expected going to the semifinals of 3A, possibly the championship.
For 3A.
Yeah, so now when you got this week coming up, you got Betsy Lane coming to town.
Yep.
Have y'all played Betsy Lane yet this year?
We played them in regular season one time.
How bad did y'all beat them?
I can't. I don't. Yeah.
Well, whenever you take and look at this game right here, Do you think that playing them a second time, does that play in y'all's favor or does it play in their favor?
I think playing a team, 2 times, if you win the first game, the opposing team really has an advantage.
Yeah.
I know if I got beat by a team and I wanted to go play them again, and I'd be, more fired up.
Well, they got more fuel, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So the
Fire to the fuel.
And that's a team that the coaching staff, they know you just as well as y'all know them. You actually, your family members are the coach, right? You got a first cousin that's the coach, right?
Harley Quillen.
Yeah, Harley Quillen. Speaking of that, we done some digging. Let's take a look at this picture we found of Harley and Bones when they was younger, actually.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, look at this picture we found.
I'd like to see this.
Let me try to bring this up here, Bones. See if this jars any memories.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Whenever you sit and look, obviously Betsy Lane's one of them teams. There's not a lot of hostility. Y'all are friendly with them. Flipping that switch, how hard is it between a team that you just have a disdain for, like Prestonsburg, to a team like Betsy Lane, where y'all get along off the field? How hard is it to flip that switch for Bones Lafferty?
It's not hard at all for me, but I think as a team we do, have softer sides against certain other teams, And like Prestonsburg, like you're saying, that's one of them. We flip that switch and we just play all night if we could,
Yeah, absolutely.
Scoreboard or not, we'd play, all day, blood, sweat, and tears. So going into this game, we gotta keep our minds right, and just keep playing football.
What about, you take a look at the administration there in Martin County, and the coaching staff, whether, it's Cody Sloan, Josh Warren, Chuck White, the facilities, they're upgrading y'all's facilities every day. Y'all get these new uni combos. Y'all come out with the bright blues, playing at the Rock. As a player, how much fun is it playing in a school that backs y'all like Martin County does?
It's really exciting and really fun, Like you said, the Rock, we got the Rock repainted this year. That was a big thing they've been wanting to do for a little while. I don't really know exactly when the last time it was painted.
I'd say probably early 90s.
Yeah. So, and then our color uniforms there are blues. Yeah. So that was exciting. And then they're always just trying to do better for us. And then I know first game or whatever of districts, second game in, they got us new white pullovers. So yeah, those are pretty sharp to wear underneath their pads. But they're always trying,
And the thing I like actually is, this guy over here to our right, Josh Warren, he owns the internet. Like, he promotes you guys as well as any assistant coach or staff member does at any school, So he gives y'all a big leg up.
He sure does, yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and coming from a school that we do the similar thing, is the thing we have to make sure of is that you guys are promoted to the top. But I do got one question. Dual sport athlete. Sounds like you're as good at baseball as you are football.
Yes, sir.
So if college is called, which one are you doing?
I'd like to do both, But if I had an option, it'd probably just be football.
That's what I'm talking about. See, I get that same answer from a guy that's really good at basketball, but he'd rather play football.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I've known Bones Lafferty since he was in 7th grade, and he's a lot thicker now than he was back then. But actually, I'm telling you, he was chiseled out of stone in 7th grade. That's one thing I want to ask you. Your weight training, you was ahead of the curve. Then, I've never seen a middle school kid hit the weights like you did. I mean, you was a man playing with, against kids. When you was in middle school. Just talk about that weight training and what caused you to lift weights that early in your career, and do you think it paid off?
Yeah, 100% paid off. I need to hit them more now than ever. Yeah. College is coming up sooner than I'll even think of, blink of an eye. But just my dad, really, my family, they're always supporting me. And back to your question there,
Yeah.
baseball or football, really anything to pay for my college,
There you go.
Because the bigger side of it, football's going to be over one day and baseball's going to be over one day.
Yes, sir.
And I'd like to get a nursing degree, so,
Awesome.
be RN one day, so whichever one to pay for that,
Well, if you see my big butt come in the emergency room, you tell me, I know this dude, I got to take care of him top of the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
Well, let me ask you this. Betsy Lane coming up. Any chance we see a slide bet between you and Harley? Loser shaves their head.
No.
Ain't getting rid of them curls,
I don't know about it. I say he wouldn't care too much, but I ain't getting rid of these.
You ain't getting rid of them.
No, them curls are too hard to grow.
Yeah.
You don't plan on losing, do you?
I don't plan on it,
Any given Friday, though, right?
Anything can happen.
There you go.
Yep.
Bones, listen, it's been a long time since I've seen a linebacker put up the numbers that Bones Lafferty does. This year you got, 125, 128 tackles?
123 right now, I think.
123 tackles on the year, actually.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, he's one of them. I always say, there's been very few linebackers like Bones Lafferty in the D&D era. Mason Lovely, from Dauphin County, ended up going to Paintsville, winning a state title. He was that kind of guy. Normally when you see them stats pop up, you're like, somebody's cooking the books. But when you watch Bones Lafferty play, every play you're in on. Is that something like, as a linebacker, you have to stay disciplined at times, but also the way you play, is there sometimes when you'll sneak in on a play that maybe you should be somewhere else just because you got that mentality, you're going to go knock somebody's block off?
Well, yeah, Cody, he gets on to me all the time for not doing the right assignment, but, sometimes it's better than the right assignment,
Well,
make plays.
Causing forget about that one.
Yeah.
Bones, I'll tell you from a coach's aspect, we'll never admit that we're wrong. Sometimes we're wrong and we realize you boys just made the right choice.
Yeah.
I would never swallow pride and say, you was right, Bones. I bet your coach don't either, does he?
No.
And my last question for you, wrestling, you're a top level wrestler too. How much does wrestling help you with the sport of football?
Well, I think wrestling helps you out, more than anything.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've, just got injured so much wrestling, and, I'm just going to focus on, weightlifting and taking care of my body for, hopefully college. So
Make sure your senior year goes off right?
That's right, yeah.
Actually, he already holds a few offers, and I guarantee you, right now he's still young. He's still got his senior year, and that's when everything picks up. I guarantee you he's going to have more than his fair share of offers. I have a feeling you're not going to have to worry about college getting paid for it.
I sure hope not.
Yeah.
Bones, I'm excited to sit back and watch all this happen, so we'll be supporting you here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Guys, Betsy Lane versus Martin County on Friday night. You can watch it right here on the D&D Sports Network. We're going to jump out here from Trailhead. We'll be right back with District Player of the Year, Devin Maynard, and his wideout, Jared Haney. Come right back and join us here on Crunch Time.
Smokey Armstrong here from United Motorsports of Belfry. Looking for your next adventure? We've got the motorcycles, side-by-sides, and ATVs needed to take your riding to the next level. Whether you're hitting the track, enjoying the trails, exploring the open road, or seeking comfort and style, we've got you covered with trusted brands like Honda, Polaris, and Kawasaki. At United Motorsports, we're not just about selling power sports, we're passionate about helping you find the perfect ride. Our team will work with you to customize your vehicle, offer expert advice, and provide top-notch service. No matter where your adventure takes you, ready to get started? Call us at 606-237-7311 or visit www.unitedmotorsportsbelfry.com or stop by today. Your next ride is waiting.
Bar and Grill in Maplewood, West Virginia. Just had Bones Lafferty on. Ashley Dalton to my right. I'm Darryl McCoy, Michael Sean Waller, producer KJ on the boards. And Ashley, we got the Martin County Cardinals in the house for segment number 3, sponsored by our good friends at Eric Homa Drug in Chapmanville, West Virginia. Ashley, before we get started, I just want to, you was talking about Bones Lafferty's shoes there. You know, they're the, I guess, I don't know how you would say them, glittery.
They're bright, Darryl.
Yeah,
bright.
they're bright red. When you look at all 3 of these players, they look at their shoe games. You got bright red, you know, show out on Bones Lafferty. Then you got cowboy boots on Jared Haney.
Hey, snakeskin cowboy
baby.
boots. Get it right.
You know what we used to call them? Crack kickers. That's what we call
Shoot,
them.
shoot.
And then Devin Maynard, listen, he just laid back. He's wearing
Slides,
yeah,
baby.
he's wearing the slides.
Yeah.
So a little bit of different. Does y'all's attitude, is it the same way your shoes are? Or are they 3 different attitudes, Devin?
3 different attitudes.
3 different attitudes. Well, before we get started, Ashley, with this interview, I want to tell everybody, this young man right here, Devin Maynard, for anybody that don't know Devin, he's a dual sport athlete at Martin County. It don't matter what he plays, he will be good at. But Devin, I want to give him a shout out. I seen, you got this videographer, this guy with video camera and does highlights for you, a kid you go to school with, right? Yeah, I seen where he took and got a new truck, and he said Devin got it for him.
Yes.
You know, actually, I mean, you think of that. Devin's a kid that goes, he plays sports, then he goes to work every day. He saved that money to buy one of his fellow classmates a truck because he appreciates everything that kid's done. I mean, the video work that Spencer Jude does is insane. You know, Devin, you know, just talk about Spencer and what caused you to do such a good deed like that?
I mean, he's just a great kid. I mean, not very. I mean, he's not very popular, but you know, the past couple months, past year, he's really got out there a little bit, and I'm very proud of how far he came. He's such a good kid.
He's got an extremely bright future.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, he's really good at what he does. You know, this kid, and what he's done for you, I mean, that's the least you can do to repay, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, actually, I mean, that's rare that you find a kid like that, and no wonder he's QB1 and he's one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the incredible part, you was talking about him working and saving his money to help another kid.
Yeah.
Just having the time to play 2 sports and hold a full-time job, man. That's crazy. That shows what his work ethic is. Tells you a lot about mom and dad. You know what I mean?
But listen, last summer, I was there to witness everything. He'd go work in the coal mines. He'd get off. He'd come and have coal dust all over him. He'd come up there, go in the locker room, take a quick shower, and go out and play a game right after, you know, a double. So, I mean, how many kids you know doing that?
None.
Yeah,
None.
exactly. So, but, you know, Jared Haney, you know, you and Bones, obviously, you guys are the rock stars there in Inez. But Jared Haney, man, every game you continue to put up big numbers. I'm starting to hear everybody say, listen, Martin County don't have a duo, they got a trio. You know, Jared Haney is a stud in his own right. You know, just talk about, you know, that this season, you know, what's different this season in Jared Haney than was in past seasons?
You know, I just got out there and put some work in and just found that true talent that I have, and just wanted to help this team go places.
Yeah, and you know, obviously Devin lost Parker Watts, you know, last year. You know, having Jared step in, Devin, how much easier does that make your job every Friday night?
It's great. I mean, him, William Fields, Rex Ford, Clayton Fannin, Gavin Stepp. I mean, they all, really impressed me this year.
Well, Devin, whenever you take and look at, you know, this season here, you know, everybody counted y'all out, especially after that week 1 loss to Lawrence County. Everybody's like, you know, it's probably a rebuilding year. You know, David Maynard's going to have a tough task in front of him. You know, but somehow y'all turned this around, and y'all are one of the top teams in the Coalfields. And you know, I mean, you district player of the year. You know, your only 2 losses was to an undefeated Prestonsburg team and a Lawrence County team, and a lot of people got picked to be in the state finals. You know, just talk about this year right here, and you know, how hard has it been? In past years, you had all that talent, so nobody was questioning how good you're going to be. But this year, you know, it had to be a different mindset, right?
I really want to thank Coach Joe Stanley. He's helped out a lot. I mean, for him, I don't think we'd be able to accomplish all the stuff that we have on the offensive side. Cody's doing a great job, obviously. But I mean, I'm just very proud of our guys.
Yeah, and whenever you take, like Bones Lafferty, we had him on a while ago. When you see, everybody knows, he's an elite linebacker, but all you players, y'all done stuff and sacrificed stuff. Like he sacrificed some of the numbers on the defensive side to make sure that you guys, are a winning team. And he's come in, played running back, and with you and him both back there, y'all are a completely different team, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, if they ain't guarding me, they gotta guard him. So I mean, that's just the way it is.
Now, Jared, are you a junior?
Yes, I'm a junior.
Yeah, you're a junior. So, what's your background? You always been a wideout, or?
Well, I've played about everywhere. Honestly, I played in first grade, first time in middle school. 7th grade, I played a little bit of running back, broke my foot, and then second year as 8th grader in middle school, I played as QB, and then freshman year, I didn't play very much. Sophomore year, I was a inside receiver, tight end, played a little bit of safety on defense, and on all the special teams. Then I moved to wideout this year, and I found my spot.
Yeah, well, you definitely found it. I mean, the numbers you're putting up are insane, especially first year wideout. You mentioned you used to be a quarterback. Did Joe Stanley put you in any flea flicker situations or any trick plays?
We got a couple.
We've got a couple.
All right.
Darryl, it's tournament time, man. You can't tell about all those stories. You got to keep that stuff under your hat.
That's what Coach Stanley's over there saying. He said, "Don't give it away." They've already actually knocked off Betsy Lane once this year. Going in this time, Betsy Lane, even though the record ain't what it says it is, that's a very good team. They just don't have the depth everybody else does. How do you keep your team grounded in that mindset where it needs to be, going in knowing that you guys got a healthy victory last time out?
Man, it's the first round playoffs. Anything can happen. We just got to get the same mindset that we had against them last time. Just play good defense, really, and just keep the ball in their hands and just go score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Take it one play at a time, guys. One play at a time.
Well, let me ask you this, Devin. You got invited to the Blue Gray Bowl. That's for people that don't know, that's a very huge honor for any kid. I think in the D&D era, I think we've had 3 kids ever go down there and play, and I think 2 of them come from Belfry, and I think we might have had 1 from Johnson Central play in it. How excited are you for that opportunity in December?
Oh, I'm very excited. I mean, it's a dream come true. Not very many kids around here really get that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like you said, only three around here has done it. So I mean,
in a decade.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, I can't wait to show everybody what I can do.
Yeah. Now, everybody looks at you and they're like, Devin Maynard looks the part. When you look, I mean, you're a physical specimen. You're 6'6". When you go, the interesting thing I've found is these colleges you're going to, they're not just recruiting you at quarterback. You've had just as many once you at DB.
Linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, Ashley, think about it. Which direction would you want to play? Yeah.
I don't know. Probably play defense.
Defense? Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Okay, if say a NAIA school, which I know you don't care which school is on, but the school's paid for, but NAIA school, says, Devin, we want you to come and be QB1. And then you got a low-level D1 school that says we want you to be a DB. Where would that decision go?
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, just wherever the Lord takes me, just whatever. I mean, whatever, just. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah. It's very tough, and that's one, all I can say is hopefully you'll have to come to that decision one day, right? Now, Jared, do you want to play college football one day?
I'm not real sure, like he said. It's just wherever the Lord leads me in that, just whatever he has in store for me.
Yeah. You play any other sports?
I used to, but I primarily fish.
Yeah, just fishing. Martin County's got a fishing team. You on it?
Yes, sir. My dad's the coach.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully we'll see you around. Hopefully we'll be able to get some fishing tournaments.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm a boat guy, but now listen, guys. My boat we ain't fishing on my boat. It's try to. 200 horsepower and a cord. You know what I mean?
I'll take you on mine.
There you go.
I might be able to show you a few things.
I guarantee I can learn.
Devin, you got playoffs right now. Obviously, that Prestonsburg game, a lot was on the line in that game. So losing that game, it looks like y'all probably going to have to go to Palm Creek in week 2. One thing that I seen last year is when y'all went up to Beechwood, you and Bones Lafferty, in y'all's mindset, it wasn't, we're backing down. It was, you're going to have to beat us. Just talk about what can this team do here? How far can this team go?
I think we go very far if we just keep our minds straight and our heads on. Palm Creek's they're a really good football team.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one, but I think we can do it. Anything's possible.
It's a hostile environment, but weirder things have happened, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the way y'all play, listen. Let's be honest. A lot of people thought Prestonsburg going in undefeated, was going to go in, beat y'all by 3-4 touchdowns, and here it comes down to the final couple minutes, and y'all right there, had a chance to take that game. This team right here, last year's team. You had all the marquee names, you had the big time talent, but it seems like this year's team is a little bit different. It seems like all y'all have a chip on your shoulder and you're trying to prove something. What's the difference in mentality between last year and this year?
I don't know. We had so many seniors last year. We had a bunch of leaders. This year we only got 4, but I think we're better offensively, way better offensively this year. But I think we might have been a little bit more defensively better last year. So it's just up and down.
Well, Jared, being able to take, you got Betsy Lane this week. You being a premier name, Devin's used to the limelight. He's been the show since he's been in 8th grade. This year here, how fun is it to play with this man?
It's amazing. He just got such a awesome athlete back there as QB. I'm just out there waiting for the ball at any given moment. And then hopefully when I get the ball, I've got some grass to go run on. And if there ain't much grass, I just got to lower my shoulder and go over.
Yeah, that's absolutely. When you sit there, Joe Stanley come in a couple of years ago. Just talk about playing under an offensive mind like him. It seems like he puts you in the right situation. Talk about what he's meant to your game.
He's been everything to my game. It really ain't for him that I wouldn't even have all these passing yards, rushing yards. But he's really helped us out a lot. I think any quarterback around here would love to have him as a coach.
Yep. Well, Ashley, you know me, and there's no way I can let you out here without talking about it. You got basketball season coming up. Y'all are one of the most talked about teams in the Cofield Zip Zone Classic. Hopefully you're not playing in it. Hopefully you're still playing in football playoffs. But this year, how excited your senior year are you to go? And it's going to be hard to find a big matchup with you. Just talk about this year and how much you're looking forward to basketball.
I'm excited. Especially where we got, one of the best players in the state, Braxton Keithley. He's legit. We got Bryson Dowles, another very good player. Eli, knockdown shooter. And we got Big Alk, first year starting. So, I think he's going to help us out a lot. He did really good over the summer, so I think he's going to help us out.
And then you got the 2 small guards, Aiden Copeland and Braden, right?
Yep, they've impressed me.
Yeah, Devin, whenever you take and look, definitely the mentality of the basketball team and football team is 2 completely different mentalities. And be honest, knowing you, it seems like you're more of the attitude of the football team. You don't really like it limelight. You just go out there and do work.
Yeah.
We talked about earlier the story about you buying one of your classmates a truck. Just talk about where that work ethic comes from, and who helped mentor you to get you to the young man you are today.
My mom, my dad, my brother. Just growing up, they've always taught me what's right and what's wrong. Just gotta give it all to them.
Well, Maynard family stick with thieves in Martin County, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Ashley, you should go to a Martin County game. I guarantee you the whole holler is in there supporting their kids.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got one question before we go. Favorite lake? You love to fish. What's the favorite lake? Anywhere you fish?
Anywhere I've ever been or anywhere I'd love to go? Ever been probably either Lake Huron or Lake St. Clair up in Michigan.
Yeah. I got you.
You like fishing, Devin?
Yeah, I'm a little here and there. I like more hunting.
All right.
Yeah, Devin's hanging out with me on the pontoon.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, Devin, listen, I have no doubt, man, that you go to that blue-gray game, the finish of this season. I mean, there's still a lot more offers out there on the table for you, and I have no doubt that you're going to be playing college ball someday. And we look forward to you, being playing on Saturdays on the big screen. And when you go and look, the legacy that you're leaving is something that nobody can take from you. The way you handled yourself, the way you carry yourself, that's more important than any sport. So you keep doing what you're doing because you're making a lot of people proud, whether it's your family members or the Martin County community.
Sir, thank you. I appreciate it.
Jared, thank you for joining us, and listen, I look forward to seeing you on a lake somewhere.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, but hopefully we see you at Kroger Field in December, right?
That'd be awesome.
And guys, good luck. Thanks for coming over. And guys, y'all need anything, let us know. But go get the job done this Friday, guys. We'll be there.
Yes, sir.
D&D Sports will be in the house to put on a show for us. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll be right back live from Trailhead here in Matewan, West Virginia.
You're a great outside shooter, but all the talk this year has been you driving.
It's true. I'm going to be driving a Kia Telluride from Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville.
Right now, get a new Kia Telluride with up to $4,500 off the sticker.
So why Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville?
Because when others won't, Walters will.
Come shop us in Pikeville or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
If you're looking for an award-winning tire shop that focuses on customer service, that's family-owned and family-operated, stop by and see our friends Jeremy and Chasta at Punk's Tires. If you have a hectic work schedule and you're looking for a non-stressful, convenient way to buy tires, take advantage of Punk's Tires Appointment Saturdays. If they don't have the tire you're looking for, they guarantee it to have it the next day. Punk's Tires can take care of all your needs in tires, wheels, wheel alignments, brakes, rotors, minor mechanic work, and more. They'll treat you like family from the second you walk through the door. Come see us in Virgie, Kentucky, or give us a call at 606-639-TIRE. That's 606-639-TIRE.
Looking for a new pharmacy? Howard Family Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service and convenient drive-thrus at both locations.
Made in America. What does that mean? It means jobs. It means craftsmanship. And when it comes to Vaughan Bassett furniture, it means value. And Kemper recognizes that. That's why they've dedicated an entire gallery to Vaughan Bassett. Made in America. See the quality. And now, see the price. Come see your favorite Kemper store in Hazard, London, or Somerset.
On your side.
And we are back here, Trailhead Bar and Grill. Want to remind everybody, guys, Jim Mars Service comment section. Let us know your questions. Let us know who you're rooting for this weekend, and where you're watching from. Ashley Dalton to my right. I'm Darryl McCoy. We got producer KJ, Michael Sean Waller on the boards. And again, Ashley, this is week 2. Filling in the hot seat. Seems like you've adjusted pretty well. You're doing a good job.
Listen, y'all wanted the ratings up. That's the only reason I'm on here. They wanted the ratings up. I'm a little more entertaining than David is.
Well, David will say he can't say controversy things.
Right, he tries to walk the line. I'm the guy that likes to stir the pot.
Absolutely. Stephen Newsom says 2 living legends right there in the flesh.
I don't know about living legends, Stephen, but we're living right.
We're getting there. When you spoke to the Martin County kids there, the way they carry themselves, and people don't understand, that right there. I didn't sell it like I wanted to, but Devin, the story of him buying his classmates a truck.
Dude, that's incredible.
That's amazing.
I mean, incredible.
Yeah, and this is a kid that's got a very bright future.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this kid is really good at videography. photographer work doing highlights and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's followed Devin around. Every one of his games, he's followed him around, and every Friday night that he puts highlights out of Devin. And Devin just, appreciates, that right there tells me that Devin's going to be all right in life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that tells you, I'll say it and say it and say it. You can tell a lot about the kid's parents by the kid.
Yep, absolutely.
All three of those boys very well spoken, very humble kids. I'm definitely going to. You got me a bass fishing trip out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now Dakota will probably be wanting to go bass fishing with me, so that would be pretty interesting. The quarterback at Chapmanville bass fishing with the wide receiver from Martin County. You know what I mean?
It would, and the other thing is you never know. He may end up talking Chapmanville into getting a bass fishing team.
Listen, Coach Napper actually bass fishes professionally.
Yep.
Travels all these tournaments. He's in all this stuff. Fishes and catches, makes all this money doing all this fishing stuff. He has a class that Dakota and some of the boys are in the morning where they make their own handmade fishing rods at Chapmanville High School. So all we're missing is a team.
Yeah.
And if you already got a All-American basketball coach that knows how to fish, I think we ought to make him do it.
It's got to happen.
It's a give it.
George Barker, we're putting this on your plate, brother.
Hey, and it would fit right into our outdoor stuff with our hunting dogs and our deer hunting and Brad Napper's fishing crew. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's what I'm saying. The other thing that I want to mention is Bones Lafferty come up to us during commercial break there, and he said, "Hey guys," he said, "Can you guys do me a favor?" And I was like, "What's that?" He said, I want you to invite everybody down to Hager Hill at 7 o'clock on Saturday. He said from now until Saturday.
Revival.
They're
Yeah.
going to be doing a revival.
Yeah, and that's incredible for a kid to come here and, these kids are not in front of a camera a lot, but to make sure he gets his message across before he leaves.
Yeah. I mean, when a kid carries himself and delivers the message like that's something that, I guarantee you guys.
Yeah, hey, look here. It doesn't put me in tears, buddy.
That's it. So Martin County Cardinals in the house tonight. They got Betsy Lane coming up, and we got a lot to talk about and not a lot of time to do it. So let's get started here. Let's take a second to look at the state playoff brackets real quick, KJ. Throw it up there, Class A. And tell us on the mountainside who we got.
Looks like Williamsburg is playing Paintsville, and Pottsville will play the winner of that. Hazard is playing Pineville, and Raceland's got a bye on the mountainside, so that's in single A. Raceland will play the winner of Nicholas County and Eminence, I think.
Yeah. When you look at this, Ashley, I'm going to go ahead and make my projections, and I'm going to say Campbellsville Raceland state title game.
Really?
Yeah,
you're that confident with it?
I think so. If there's anybody can spoil the party, it's the Pikeville Panthers over on the east.
Okay.
I think they can knock off Raceland. Now over on the other side, Kentucky Country Day, might be able to jump up there and come out that side with a win over Campbellsville, but I'm still going to go Campbellsville versus Raceland. KJ, who you think?
I definitely think I think Raceland, in my opinion, is going to win 1A, but I like that. Sayer's pretty tough too.
Yeah, Sayer just.
I think they won it last year.
I think they just come off a big win last week.
Yeah. That's Chad
over Mountain Millsboro.
That's Chad Pennington's school. So.
Yeah, the Chad Pennington coaches up there.
Yeah, CP. Me and CP's buddies. We've been buddies a long time. So he's actually a Lincoln County, West Virginia boy.
Chad Pennington is?
Yeah, he grew up. He grew up at West Hamlin, down Lincoln County, between Harts and Hamlin. Is where he grew up at. Then he moved down into Tennessee when he was in middle school.
I did not know that.
Yeah, his first cousin Lee Pennington's a real good friend of mine also. Lee's sergeant of state police there in Wayne County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's where things get tough. We're going to throw I'll tell you what. Let's save the 2A for last, and then let's go to 4A. Now, when you look at this 4A bracket, you got Highlands versus Greenock County. Ashland versus Mason County, Johnson Central, Harrison County, Covcath, Boyd County, Boyle County versus versus Whitley County, Harlan County versus Wayne County, Corbin versus Russellville, and Lincoln County versus Perry Central in the East. In the East, listen, whoever got in that bottom half of the bracket, they won the lottery because this top half is
loaded.
You got Highlands, Ashland, Johnson Central, and Covcath all in that top part there. Myself, I think Johnson Central. I'm gonna go with Johnson Central because they've gave me no reason to doubt them. But a lot of people say it's Covcath or Highlands. It's got Johnson Central's number and it's going to come out of that top part of that bracket.
I don't know. I'm going to have to cover Johnson Central on that. I can't turn my back on my Mountain Boys. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's it. And then you got Boyle County at the bottom. You know what they're going to do. And then on the other side of the bracket, it looks like you're going to have Western Hills, Valley, Franklin County, Wagner, Spencer County, Breckenridge, North Odom, Grant County, Marion, Logan, E-Town, Callaway, John Hardin, Franklin Simpson, and Paducah, Taylor County.
So for the people in West Virginia that don't understand what you're talking about with the big bracket, so West Virginia only does the top 12 teams, or top 16, I mean. So in Kentucky, explain to them a little bit how Kentucky works.
Well, Kentucky, you pretty much everybody gets in the playoffs, unless you got a 5-team district, and the 5th team
is automatically out.
Yeah, it's out.
Okay.
But that's the only thing I think Kentucky and West Virginia does better than Kentucky when it comes to the governing body is the way they do their playoff system. This opening round, there's really no reason to play it in Kentucky. It's just a waste of time, and you're taking a chance on getting your players hurt. I don't think there's any way. They need to cut this first round out, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's ever been an upset in the history of Kentucky playoff football in that round. Never.
So my question is, with this big of a bracket, how far into basketball season is going? Does it take these kids?
State championship is December 10th, I think. Right?
Yeah.
December 4th.
Okay.
All right. More than likely, Chapmanville plays Johnson Central in the zip zone. There's a good chance that Johnson Central is going to have a shell of their players. It's situation. I mean, it's still going to end about the same time as y'all's. It's just they start a week before.
Right, because ours is smaller and
yeah. So, and then now we're going to go down to 3A, and we'll go real quick on this one. 3A, you got East Carter, Henry County, Russell, Carroll County, Bourbon County, Fleming County in the top part of the bracket. In the bottom part, you got Bell County, Powell, Letcher, Knox, Lawrence, McCreary, Rockcastle, Estill. That's in the East. I could tell you who I'm really rooting for in this. And I hate to say I'm really rooting for any, but I'd like to see Letcher and Lawrence, one of them two, come out of that side.
Yeah, some hometown boys. Yeah, absolutely.
Lawrence, we don't get to cover them like we want, but Letcher, we cover all their home games.
Yeah.
So but I'd like to see them. Bell County, East Carter, coming out of that top bracket. That's going to be that right there. I think East Carter's the best team in that top part. And then that bottom half. I mean, you got Bell County in there with Letcher and Lawrence. That's a tough task. Bell County will probably come out of the East pretty easily, but once they get to the championship game, it's you got Louisville Central, Bardstown, Let's Cass, Louisville Western, Garrett County, DeSales. Then you got Union, LaRue, Glasgow, Webster, and Hart and Hopkinsville. That's going to be a tough ride for whoever they get. I think Cal is the best team.
Nobody's beating Cal.
Yeah.
Cal might be the best team in the state.
I think everybody's playing for second in 3A.
Okay.
I think Cal, will be the team to beat.
But your question is, with Cal coming out of that tougher bracket, how beat up are they going to be when they get to the state championship?
That's true, but when you take a look at, I mean, they play, a gauntlet through the regular season. They don't hide from anyone, so
So they're deep. They're already deep enough and built to withstand that.
They're ranked.
Yeah.
Like KSR puts out like a ratings of the best teams, not by
Yeah.
this class, and they have Cal number 2 in the whole state.
Right.
Behind what, St. X or Louisville Mail or somebody like that.
Yeah. I think it's time we do away with the RPI. The RPI, it doesn't do its job. And if you do it, then don't let it kick into the semifinals. Used to it be the team come out of the East versus the team that come out of the West. Now in that third round, like in the past years, we've had Belfry sometimes traveling all the way across state, 6 hours to that ball game.
Right.
And in a couple of them games in the last couple of years, it's closer for a team to go to Canada and play than it would for them to go out west and play.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. So something needs adjusted there with the RPI.
Yeah.
And I think you get the best teams, in the finals. It makes no sense for the playoffs because you've got teams traveling all across the state.
And again for the playoffs, and when you're holding home field, one of those benefits is the cash side of it.
Yeah.
Feeding the program. New uniforms cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if you got a team traveling to you 6 hours, they're going to have a couple mom and dads, and that's it.
Yeah.
Where if you put that game more centralized, where this one travels a couple hours, that one travels, you're packing the house out.
That's a good point, Ashley. It makes financially it makes 0 cents. So
Yep.
hopefully they do away with it sooner than later. Now let's go down to the 2A. We saved that one for last. Coming out of the East, top part you got Beechwood, got the bye. They await the winner of Morgan County, Walton, Verona, Breathitt County, and St. Henry play Braxton County, West Carter. And then in that bottom half, you got Prestonsburg versus Eastridge. We'll have that game on D&D Sports Network tomorrow night. Shelby Valley versus Knott Central, Belfry versus Leslie, and Martin County versus Betsy Lane. So,
So Martin County and Belfry can possibly meet second round.
Yeah. If they both take care of business, they'll play in the second round. And,
Oh boy, packed house.
well, I can guarantee you the offensive coordinator Joe Stanley is looking forward to that day.
Hey Joe, that secondary that Belfry. See, I study this stuff a little bit close to home. You gotta watch, get that secondary.
So as you sit here, I'm gonna say coming out of that one, I'm gonna go. I think you're gonna look at a finals of. I'm gonna say Belfry and LCA.
That can't happen. They'll meet in the semis if that goes that far.
Well, with the RPI.
That'll meet in the semis.
But I think those are.
I like Belfry and Owensboro Catholic in the championship.
I'll just tell you, I'm going with my boys over here with the upset. You know what I mean?
Martin County?
Yeah.
All right, you heard it. We'll see. Listen, Ashley's picking them right now because they're sitting over here to the right. But let's see them pigskin pick them if he picks them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in. I done told you. It's coming.
Ashley Dalton's called it. Martin County over Belfry in week 2. So with that being said, let's take a look at the players of the week. Double quick player of the week, KJ. Who we got?
Isaiah Allen. He had 17 receptions, 205 yards, 3 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, and 7 tackles as Betsy Lane beat Leslie County 50-18.
Isaiah Allen. This is the first time in a decade that 2 players from the same school has been the double quick player of the week on back-to-back weeks. Eli Darryl did it last week, Isaiah Allen this week. 17 receptions.
That's crazy.
Some yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's rolling.
Yeah, that's cooking.
That's rolling.
Now let's go look at our primetime performers, see who we got.
Jasper Davis, 7 of 16 passing, 207 yards and a touchdown, 15 carries, 90 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also had 9 tackles and an interception for Greeley County. Luke Featheroff of Lawrence County, 6 of 8 passing, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 carries, 36 yards and a touchdown. Grayson Lafferty of Martin County, 19 carries, 55 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also had 15 tackles, 6 solo tackle for losses. Kane Patton of Prestonsburg had 13 carries, 230 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
And listen, them are just 4 players that happen to have good standouts. You could have went multiple different ways. I mean, you go and look, in y'all's game, again, 3 touchdowns for Dakota Dalton. It's almost like the LeBron James rule. Like, he's getting primetime performer. The last 3 weeks, you just wonder, okay, who's going to get some fresh eyes this week? Because the voters are getting tired of voting him in.
Yeah.
Then you go and look. Trying to think. Last week, who else played over in West Virginia? Man ended up beating Tug Valley. We'll talk about that in a minute. But a kid from Man had some big numbers.
Oh, huge numbers.
Yeah.
Huge numbers. Yeah.
And then you go and look over in Kentucky. Brody Howe from Banksville had 21 tackles. This kid, they ended up losing to Martin County. That's who they played. It was a tough game to start, and then they ended up, Martin County pulled away late and ended up, magical year for Coach Melvin. When you talk about Coach of the Year, his name has to be mentioned because where people thought that Banksville would be to where he got them to, I mean, that's one of the biggest discrepancies of any coach.
Oh, yeah. And that's part of the challenge of coaching.
Yeah.
As everybody thinks, well, he'll be okay. He'll go 500. And, the next thing you know, this guy's competing for a championship at the end of the season,
Yeah. I mean, you done it at Chapmanville.
We did.
Coached, yeah.
First year as I was the head coach, took the job. AD said, you'll be lucky to go 500, win a championship. Lost 1 game entire season. First game we played, we lost. Never lost another one at all.
With a quarterback that never played football.
With a quarterback never played football.
And on top of that, listen, the kid from West Carter, Will LeMaster, had 15 tackles, a fumble recovery, an interception. I mean, there was tons of kids that stood out this week. Lawrence County had 3 or 4 kids. You could have went either way with them. So hats off to them 4 prime-time performers brought to you courtesy of Derek Bowling at Kentucky Farm Bureau. KJ, that's going to bring us into our weekly scores. Let's take a look at the scoreboard.
Mount View, West Virginia lost to Phelps 24-14. Lexcath 24, Ashland 6. Nicholas County 52, Bath County 30. Betsy Lane 50, Leslie County 28.
That was an impressive win for Coach Darryl and his group. You've seen the numbers Isaiah Allen put up, but they needed that win going into this first-round playoff.
Lawrence County 40, Boyd County 28.
Big win right there. Lawrence County knocking off a Boyd County team that has played Johnson Central closer than anybody has this year. This Boyd County team, a lot of people thought Boyd County would get that win. Actually, I'm pretty sure I think that was at Boyd, and I think I might have picked Boyd.
It was Boyd.
You did pick Boyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Lawrence County got a healthy win over them. Just tells you how good Lawrence County is, and I'm telling you, people's counting Lawrence County out. Lawrence County's got a legit chance to be playing on Kroger Field on December 4th.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Breathitt County 35, Russell 13, Raceland 20, East Carter 7.
Both of them big wins. Raceland, number 3, knocking off East Carter 20-7. Taking advantage of a wounded dog is what I say. East Carter, they've lost their last couple games to very good teams, but Raceland smelled blood and they went in for the attack and come away with a big 20-7 victory over a very good East Carter team.
Fairview 48, Lewis County 7. Fleming County 53, Floyd Central.
Listen,
52.
that was a slugfest. Think about that. 53-52. You know what I mean?
Listen.
Come on.
Going back to the Lewis County game, 0-10. They finished the last 2 seasons winless. They are 27 now over the last 3 years, and you just hope that they get things on track sooner than later because that's a rough way to go.
Oh yeah, that's for the community, for the school, for the kids. I mean, when you see a program spiraling, something needs changed, and usually it's got to start at the top.
Well, in the Floyd Central Fleming County, as you mentioned, everybody went to a football game and a basketball game broke out.
Yeah.
53-52. I told you before this game happened last week. I told you that. Watch this game right here. Floyd Central could very well upset them. Floyd Central
You did.
has right now. I think they've only won one game this year, but every game they've played, even against good teams, have come down to the final possession. They got athletes all over the field. It's a matter of time before Coach Hoskins gets that figured out.
Oh yeah, he'll get it dialed in, and when he does, I feel sorry for whoever's on the other end of it.
That's it. You got Wes Buck, you got Keitra Mays. I mean, you got Austin Meade. You got a ton of great athletes, up there at Floyd Central. And as soon as this is his first year, let him get used to the talent he's got and watch and see the magic that happens at Floyd Central in the coming years.
Oh yeah, it's a 3-year process.
There you go.
East Ridge 43, Harlan 0. Somerset 45, Hazard 26.
Rough way to go for Hazard, man. They continue to drop games, but it's tough because they played a gauntlet of a schedule. They've been very few people play the schedule that Hazard's played, but they've not got wins. So where does that pay off? Will it pay off tomorrow night when you can watch them right here on D&D Sports Network against Pinewood? Will it pay off in the playoffs? That they played this tough schedule, or will it take its toll that they're beat down, they're wore out? That's yet to be seen. But I'm gonna always bet on Coach Chandler's side.
Well, and Darryl, I'm one of them guys. I think you become as good as the talent you play against every day.
Yep.
So, every Friday night when you're battling, those kids are battle tested. Now, don't get me wrong. There's got to be a game or two they win for confidence.
Yep.
But overall, the biggest picture is to develop your children to be ready for state tournaments. And here you are. It's right at the front door. They're battle tested. Let's see what happens.
I agree with you. I think that's the Philip Haywood philosophy. You play the who's who, and when playoff time comes ready, your team's going to know what it's like to play that elite competition.
Oh, yeah, it'll take care of itself.
Yeah.
Belfry 42, Letcher Central 14.
We was there for that one. We got some highlights. Check these out, Ashley. Hands it off. Second man through. Touchdown, Pirates. J.B. Wolf. You're seeing the result of it this year on the football field. He probably needs more touches than he gets right now. But nice job. And J.B. Woolham runs it in with. Got 27 seconds left in this first quarter. Belfry lines up, heavy front, hands off Dante Davis, stiff arm, and he strikes Pater. In the backfield, Woolham to his left side. Davis takes the handoff and busts through.
What grade is Woolham in, Darryl?
Woolham is a junior.
Wow.
Drops back. There's it out, and it is Caden Varney with the house call. Somehow he still won 8 state titles. There you
Speed
go.
option here.
Yeah, nice job. Pitches it out, and
he's still up.
Yeah, look there. J.B. Woolham breaks it to the backside, and he's got blockers. He's across the 30, 20, cuts middle, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Pirates. He handing it off. Look at Sturgill. He's going to break the goal line. Holbrook looking for Howard. Holbrook flushed out of the pocket, rose to his left side.
Oh.
Nice job. What a play fake. Touchdown, Cougars. And that right. And when you sit there and look, J.B. Woolham is a human cheat code. Every time this kid touches the football, he's going to the house.
Oh, it's like playing Madden.
Yeah.
Just give him the ball and let it go. You know what I mean?
But as dominant as he is, I'm telling you, you've not seen anything until you watch Ace Cottle run the football. He's the fan favorite. He's the smallest kid on the field, but he's got the biggest heart, and this kid has put in the work in the offseason. He's your prototypical scat back. He's a kid. He's a perfect off speed. When he touches the football, he's going to get 20, 25 yards a carry. I mean, he don't go down, and it's hard to tackle him because he's so elusive. I mean, he carries on that Cottle name proudly.
Oh yeah, and when you're talking speed and tailbacks, it's Cottle's it over there.
Yeah, and Belfry's Braden Markham, lineman, picked up a game day visit to UC.
That's a big one.
Yep.
Big one, yeah.
Greenup County 32, Montgomery County 22, Martin County 41, Paintsville 28.
That Martin County Paintsville game, that was a dangerous game going in. Especially after Martin County coming off a heartfelt loss to Prestonsburg. That was a scary game. Martin County could have dropped that. That just tells how good that coaching staff is. To say, okay, let's get your head straight. Let's go in Paintsville and take care of this team and not overlook them.
Yeah, anytime you lose an emotional game, that's like losing a Chapmanville to Logan game where, it's that big of an aspect, old coaches versus new coaches, and you get a big letdown when you lose. It's picking back up for the next one and realizing it's in the past. You got to move on. It's no big deal. But that is super, super hard to do in those situations.
Yeah, I agree. That was a big win for Coach Muncie.
Paris 39, Morgan County 14, Pikeville 42, Bracken County 7, Pike Central 40, Powell County 26, Prestonsburg 48, Estill County 21.
Finished off one of three teams in the mountains sitting with an undefeated record. Johnson Central, Prestonsburg, and Chapmanville. 10-0. Well,
Chapmanville's 9-0. We got one more, yeah.
Ridgeview, Virginia 35, Perry Central 7, Harlan County 26, Shelby Valley 20, West Carter 18, Round County 9, Chapmanville 46, Mingo Central 0. We got some highlights of this one, Darryl. Let's watch these highlights of Chapmanville Mingo.
Dalton will call for the ball, gives it off. Collins met and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Big hit late on.
Or the pull by Dakota.
He'll give it off this time to Collins, rumbles forward, dives for it, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chapman. Maybe for the rest of the season, but Collins looked like maybe dislocated a finger at first as Dalton flares it out quickly, completes it to Ward. Ward breaks out of a tackle, breaks out of another. Here he goes, sprinter speed into the end zone. Dalton fakes the pitch, keeps it himself. What a fake by Dalton. Here he goes, and he's into the end zone again. Touchdown, left here. He's back to throw his knuckles, looks for it all over the middle, and intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Chapmanville. Coming back the other way is Trey Ward. Look out. He gets to the corner. He outruns Knuckles.
They're not catching him.
And he is gone.
What a play by Trey Ward. That's the last person you want to see going up the sideline if you're...
Huge win there. Coach David Jones, he's not here, but that was a tough loss for Coach Jones. An undefeated season ends at the hands of the Chapmanville Tigers. I know you definitely enjoyed it and took a lot of glee in it. This Chapmanville team 9-0, a chance to go undefeated tomorrow night. But that win right there coming in, that told you a lot about what Chapmanville was, because everybody's like, Chapmanville ain't seen the speed that Mingo's got. See you guys, be safe going back. When you take a look, everybody was like, I don't know if Dakota Dalton has seen the speed that secondary's got. I don't know if Kovac and him seen the speed. It was really, though, the defensive line that set the tone, and everybody else just carried pace. This didn't seem like the speed bothered Chapmanville much at all.
No, and the thing is that we said it last week coming in. Quarterback's really close. One experienced, one inexperienced, but both great athletes at doing what they do. Great wide receivers.
Yep.
Great tailbacks on both sides. So offensively, when we measured it out, it was really close.
Yep.
And we said it was the defensive paralysis will be the difference in the football game. And those guys up front for Chapmanville on the defensive side, and Coach Bender, what they've done with that defense, they just shut them down. Everything that Mingo tried, against that defensive line. They just had no answer for it.
No, they did, and then but I will say, listen, and he don't make up for 5-6 touchdowns, whatever it was. But Aiden Burke plays, that game right there, it would have been a different ball game as far as Mingo Central, the situations, what it opened up. I mean, because when you have to worry about a target like Aiden Burke,
it changes the whole defense, And without Aiden out there, it allowed Chapmanville to pack that box, make it scoot everybody up a little bit more. And so Mingo had to look at more running than they did passing as normal, And when you take it, be like taking Trey Ward away from Chapmanville. It's the same deal. Without that deep threat, those teams can pack that thing in there. So then Preston Kovac and Jeremy don't have that opening to run through.
Makes it a lot.
Oh, it changes the whole aspect of the game.
Yeah, but either way. Hopefully Mingo Central, now they get their chance to spoil an undefeated season this Friday night against Doddridge.
Oh, yeah, and here's my thing is Doddridge County coming in. I think Coach Jones is going to be really, really prepared. Me and him's talked about it for a couple of weeks now coming in. It's kind of like that game he circled, on his calendar. This is a must-win for Mingo to host that home game. If they win this ball game, they host that playoff game, probably 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because Doddridge is undefeated, ranked so high, and that would be a big statement game for Mingo going in to change that whole playoff bracket in AA.
Huge statement. And, like I said, I'm going to take, this right here is one of them games where, sometimes, see, guys, this is going to be one of them games where it's going to be, maybe they'll look back on this Chapmanville game and say that was a blessing.
Oh, yeah. And Darryl, sometimes when teams think they're a little better than what they are, a wake-up call is good. A wake-up call causes you to dig a little bit, So, you wonder, we talk about strength of schedules and being battle-tested and, that undefeated team rolling in, In West Virginia, I think there's 3 AA or AAA teams that's left undefeated. It's Bridgeport, Princeton, and Chapmanville. Yeah. Chapmanville's going to come in, looks like at a 9 seed. They'd have to have a little bit of help, this coming Friday, as far as being able to move to an 8 and host.
Yeah.
So, man would have to win, and a couple other things fall in place. But, if Mingo gets that win over Doddridge County, and I think they will, I think Doddridge County struggles with that ground and pound style football that Coach Jones is going to bring at them. I think that's a statement win for them. And if Mingo gets that win and Man picks up a win, then Chapmanville moves up into an 8 seed because of the way the strength of schedule and winning index works with that playoff system.
Yeah, and this year here in West Virginia football, it's been tough. Normally, we got 5-6 teams, going to be in the playoffs, hosting playoff games. Mingo and Chapmanville, they've took and stood out as the 2 premier, and Logan right there on the outside.
Yeah, Logan's right there behind them. Yeah.
And
yep.
So
and with Logan taking a defeat from Chapmanville and Mingo being their only 2 defeats on record.
Yeah.
If Mingo wins that game, that's a huge win for Logan also, because they're going to gain those points that Mingo beat this team that's ranked above both of them. So really, if you watch the way the graphics works out, Logan and Mingo both will jump some teams due to that fact that that's a huge game in West Virginia on Friday night.
So Nick Booth needs to be a Mingo Central Miners fan.
If I'm Nick Booth, I'm wearing me some baby blue to try to make it happen.
The way I look at it, Mingo's got to win this to at least get 1 playoff home game.
Yeah, if they lose this game, Mingo drops to probably the 9 like Chapmanville, and they're on the road the entire time.
Yeah.
So let's wish Coach Jones the best in that one.
And if they win, probably 2 home games.
Yeah, absolutely.
It goes from a thing of you winning and having 2 home games or losing and not having any.
Yeah.
Darren Brewer says he loves them Chapmanville uniforms. That's Connor Morganson's grandpa.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And KJ, what's the rest of the games?
Man, upset Tug Valley, 28-6. Tug Valley's got a lot of injuries.
Heartbreaking what's going on right there in Naugatuck. I mean, seeing Bryson Eli, Preston May injured, Kane Thompson got injured. I mean, you hate to see any team, especially when you got a special senior like Bryson Eli, go through this kind of travesty in the last couple of weeks of your senior season.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. We all are Southern West Virginia, and that being said, look at the playoff aspect for single A, double A, and triple A in Southern West Virginia. Tulsa has a shot of being in man coming in at a 16 seed.
Yeah.
So Chapmanville, Logan, Mingo, Tug, all these local schools, Sherman, all these schools are getting into playoffs, and they're all within 30-minute drive of each other.
Yep.
So, I mean, it shows you the talent that's in the mountains in Southern West Virginia and Eastern Kentucky that, you hate to see, that's your worry. You're going into tournaments as injuries and different things happen. But, our prayers go out to the guys at Tug Valley and those kids to get better. And, I know Coach will pull them together for tournament time.
Haiti Ford will. He'll have them ready. But, you just hate to see it because, Tug Valley had a legit chance of bringing home a single-A state title.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I've said it all year. Bryson Eli is different.
Yeah.
Losing him is huge. He's a kid that his future is to be seen coming back from injury. And my question is he going to be back for basketball? Tug Valley's got that shot at a basketball state tournament.
I'm here in 1st of January,
So yeah, it's good news.
Yeah,
1st of January is a great time, and that gives him time to be ready for state tournaments.
Yeah, I talked to some people down there the other night at the volleyball game. They expect him back.
1st
Probably,
of January.
yeah, around first 2 weeks of basketball season.
Okay.
And that's the rough part too. Is when you look at West Virginia, you only allowed 22 games. In Kentucky, that don't really affect you.
No.
Because you're still going to have 25 games left when you come back.
Right. Yeah. Play as many as you want, guys.
That's it. So, what's that?
Logan 41, St. Albans 6. Sherman 42, Scott 34. Spring Valley 57, South Charleston 20. Williamstown 46, Wayne 26. Shady Spring 12, Westside 8, and Work County 31, and Tulsa 28.
Yeah, so there you go. That finishes out our last week. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Pigskin Pickle. Stop by Treasures Unlimited, located in the old Highland Myers building in Kermit, West Virginia. They have a little bit of everything. Tents, TVs, furniture, bikes, bins, whatever you need, they have you at Treasures Unlimited. They also want to say, Go Panthers.
Come on down to Ultimate Pond, located in Kermit, West Virginia, where we have all your firearm needs. Need cash? Trade in your gold today. From custom rifles and rifles accessories to the bare bone stock of pistols, we have it all. Come see us today at Ultimate Pond.
5 times is a charm. Congratulations to the awesome team at Precision Heating, Cooling, Electrical for earning its 5th National Best of the Best Award for customer satisfaction, the only HVAC company in West Virginia to earn our award for 5 straight years. If you need heating, cooling, electrical work, a fantastic generator, residential or commercial, done right at a fair price by honest experts, remember the name, Precision Heating, Cooling, Electrical. Visit PreciseHeatingCooling.com for an appointment. Precision, the best of the best, again.
Come on down to Three Guys Pizza and Brew in Williamson, West Virginia. We're located on the corner of Harvey Street and 3rd Avenue. We got great deals on pizzas, sandwiches, and more. Get great service with great pricing. Enjoy your birthday or ball games with us here at Three Guys Pizza and Brew. Look forward to seeing you.
Crunch time. Pigs can pickle.
Guys, we're back here at Trailhead Bar and Grill in Maplewood, West Virginia. Ashley Dalton to my right, I'm Darryl McCoy. You're watching Crunch Time, the #1 high school football show in the state of Kentucky and West Virginia. Ashley Dalton, when you sit here, packed house tonight for Crunch Time. It's been a packed house every week. Trailhead does it right. They're a great host, and we love the show being here because you get all these people from all these schools come in watching. They're watching to see what we say. They're coming in for the interview. It's just been a good season at Crunch Time.
Oh yeah, it's been fantastic. I've got the privilege to come over for a couple different visits, and last 2 weeks helping you guys out, and we brought Dakota and some of the Chapmanville boys over a couple weeks ago. But let me tell you something. They got this grilled shrimp, Darryl, that I had tonight. Listen, that grilled shrimp's the deal. Grilled shrimp, red potatoes, highly recommended Trailhead Bar and Grill.
That's what you suggest here?
Absolutely, 100%. Now I saw that veggie soup you was eating. It was pretty off the hook, but now I'm telling you.
Homemade veggie soup, guys, on point.
Daily specials, daily specials every day.
It's the best club sandwich in the business.
I
love club sandwiches. They cook the best here.
Oh yeah, everything I've seen them bring out, I'm like, man, I need to try that.
Yep, that's it. They do an amazing job, guys. Before we get started on Pigskin Pickle, want to remind you parents, any parent that wants your kid promoted, send the info, send picture, and send us the details of what your child has done and how you want it promoted. That way, whenever you send it to us, we got a picture and we got the info to write an article. I promise you, guys, if you're not getting promoted by D&D, it's your own fault. Because if you don't, and here's the thing, like, you can send it to me, you can send it to Ashley, you can send it to David. It's probably going to go on deaf ears because we're so busy. So send it to the page. If you send it to the page, I promise it will get took care of. We got a team of writers and graphic guys.
Go to the messenger and the page, send in the pic, the article, whatever you're wanting done. That's the problem with we have people say, well, why didn't you write about this kid, or why didn't y'all do about this kid? Well, we didn't know.
That's it, yeah.
I do a lot of things in everyday life that I take care of, and you never stop. David's coaching football and got a full-time job too. So the guys behind the scenes, the guys that people don't see, are the guys that takes care of that stuff. Yep. We don't even physically see that stuff. So the thing is that those guys has got to know, because they're not like us. They're not out there on social media every day or checking things out, or out on the road and you hear about this kid or you hear about that kid. But just because we hear, hey, this kid's doing this or this kid's doing that, we got to see it. You got to send it to us and say, here it is.
I've worked 12 out of 13 days. Whenever you message me something, more than likely I'm getting ready for an event that night. So I'm not going to remember. I promise you, I will not remember it unless you aggravate the pee out of me. So just do the way that it's meant to be. Send it to the page, and we got a team of writers and graphic guys that will make sure that gets done.
And guys, when you send this stuff, you're going to get an automated message. Yeah. That automated message is set to automatically send you that back, and that's to let you know, hey, we've got you. Yeah. Somebody's going to be looking at it. We'll get it taken care of.
There you go. So this brings us up to Pigskin Pickle College Pigs, and we're going to bring our guy Leroy on. Leroy.
Waiting on you, Leroy. Come on.
Yeah, we're waiting on the West Virginia guy.
I done wore you boys out last week.
Yeah, there you go. West Virginia always holding us up. Come on in here, Leroy.
That's right.
Leroy, I'm firing him when this is over with. You know what I mean?
There you go.
That's all right. That's okay.
Leroy, again, thanks for joining us. And this week here, this is one of the very few weeks Leroy gets to come in with West Virginia on a win.
Yeah, those ears bringing it home.
That's right, Kentucky Wildcat.
There you go. Yeah. Like, we won too.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean. You get to come in this week too.
Yeah.
Chest pumped out.
I can't say much. My boys got waxed.
Yeah, they did. Y'all play Oklahoma?
Yep.
And you was there.
I was there. Yeah. Night game, Oklahoma. Me and Kim went down for our anniversary, and then and a buddy of mine,
Seth
Hayner, Seth Hayner from Logan, one of Logan's middle school coaches, went with us, and Seth made the big screen. Now here's the best part. There, we're on our way down. His mom calls him. She says, "Hey Seth, don't get down there and show.
Don't embarrass the family.
Yeah, don't embarrass the family showing yourself. Don't do nothing crazy." 2 hours later, we're sitting in there, and he's like me. We're just in awe because coming from the mountains in small town West Virginia. Listen, that place is incredible. Whether you're a Tennessee fan or an Alabama fan, whichever, I promise you, a night game in Neyland has to be a checklist.
I agree.
It was, crazy. Then we look up and guess what? Jumbotron in front of the whole stadium, 110,000 people. Seth Hayner smiling and cheering, baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was tickled to death for Seth for that moment. That was big.
Now, Seth's a Kentucky fan. He bleeds Kentucky blue beyond.
Yeah, he's a
But
smart
here's the
guy.
best part. He started to wear his Kentucky shirt, and he said, if they do, I can jerk it open like Superman. They'll see my Kentucky. I said, Seth, there ain't nobody putting you on camera. Sure enough, he missed his shot.
Missed the shot.
Yeah.
Listen, Seth, you got to listen. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. So
Right. Well, this is Seth we're talking about.
So Leroy, this brings you into Pigskin Pickle College version, and listen, every week we just bring Leroy in to we kind of bring him in to show off how smart we are. So let's see what we got today, KJ.
Did you pick Tennessee last week? Yeah, I think you did. I think you did.
I think I did too.
All right, we're good. Go ahead.
That's true.
Yeah, he got us.
Yeah.
He got us. Yeah.
Florida at Kentucky. Florida is a 3-point favorite.
At Kentucky.
This is a tough one.
So here's where I'm at. So Dakota has went on a visit to Kentucky and fell in love with Kentucky blue, and it being a Florida game, Florida's down. I think Stoops is hanging on for his shoestrings, praying he can hang on for another. And I'm going to take Kentucky at home with the upset.
Gators.
You're going Gators?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If I got picked.
Listen, there's not many teams Kentucky can beat in SEC this year, but Florida's one of them.
But Florida's played everybody tough, but they get beat. Their quarterback will throw 5 picks probably.
Well, if he throws one, we're good,
There you go.
You're right.
This Kentucky, Stoops, Stoops, as I mentioned last week, he's coaching for that next job, not this job. So, he wants these wins. So Stoops, you're going to see the best version of Stoops these next few weeks.
He'll have a job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's going to get a job, but these next few weeks will determine how big of a job he gets.
Absolutely.
So he can't be dropping these games against Florida. He's got Louisville, and then I think Tennessee Tech coming in. So, it's something I think Kentucky takes care of business.
I agree. Hey, we got a comment on here. And she says, we will convert Darryl one of these days.
Not a chance in France. Blue and white, baby. Listen, I would say there's a quicker chance that y'all get converted to Lexington fans in the next 3 years than me going to Tennessee fans.
Well, I guess that'll depend on the guys in Lexington.
There you go. So what's next, KJ?
I'm taking Florida, by the way.
You got Florida?
Oh, yeah. Big time Florida.
But who'd you take last game? The first game?
This is the first game.
Okay.
James Madison, 13.5-point favorite at Marshall.
James Madison.
So listen, here we are. I bleed green. Alumni, Marshall, and those helmets are sick. So, but here's my kicker. It's the 75th anniversary. Those kids that are playing for a little more than just a football game Saturday morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
ESPN2 air. I'm going to take Marshall with the upset.
I'm going with the Herd too. I think the Herd pulls this upset off. I think they're going to have the plane crash 75th. Is it 75th?
Yeah, 75th year.
Anniversary of the plane crash. They're going to do homage to it. They're going to come out with the nicest uniforms that they wore in a decade. And I just think everything's going to be primed and ready for a Marshall upset.
Yeah,
I hope they do.
Yeah, and I think, the way I was reading on that today, I mean, they've got Pennington coming back, Byron Leftwich is coming in for the game. So all these living legends of Marshall will be there for this ball game.
And listen, who the hell is James Madison?
Yeah,
we
are Marshall. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah, I don't even know who James Madison is. Is that the guy that invented the light bulb?
Indiana's football coach right now?
Huh?
Signetti, is that his name? Signetti?
Yeah.
He turned James Madison around.
Indiana
hired him, gave him a big contract. Now he's got Indiana.
Yeah, but he's in Indiana now. He ain't James Madison.
I know, but
they still got to come to Huntington.
know where James Madison. But I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm going with Marshall.
There's
no way
that's what I'm
James
saying.
Madison's coming into Marshall and beating them by 13.5 points.
I don't think they'll cover them.
And JMU, ain't that where Preston Spradlin, former Moorhead coach, is?
I think so.
I think that's where he ended up at.
Ohio State is a 29.5-point favorite at Purdue.
They covered.
Oh, yeah.
Buckeyes. Big time.
Buckeyes all day.
Big time.
Michael Sean was going to throw something at us if we didn't say that.
Now this one right here, Deion Sanders coming to Morgantown. Morgantown is a 6.5-point favorite.
Oh yeah, I'm taking WVU all day.
I hate to, but I'm going to say West Virginia. Colorado's starting
no
true freshman quarterback for the first time. I think West Virginia somehow pulls it off with the home crowd. I don't know how, but they're going to. I know Colorado's down too. But.
Listen, we're going to be burning couches in Morgantown on Saturday.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Rich Rod's got this figured out.
That's
1-5, baby. At 1-5 quarterback, he's coming in.
That's it. Got a new coach. You know, things are falling in place. Rich Rod, we knew it was a matter of time. You know, listen, Dion, you might as well stay in Colorado.
They have improved a little bit this year. They're down, but they've improved a little bit.
When you turn over a whole 80-man roster, it's tough.
Oh, it is crazy.
And Rich Rod, he
You
saved
only had
everything.
7 returning players.
Yeah, he saved everything at WVU, and himself, the fans still loved him when he beat Pitt. That's
Yeah,
all. That's all he had to do.
Yeah, with Pitt, and then look at he
It'll
got
be a
Dana
top ball
Holgerson.
game.
He got Dana Holgerson this past weekend. You know, you're looking at, he's redeemed himself. Let's go.
And I'm going West Virginia too. I believe they beat Colorado.
It's 55th year anniversary. They're playing for
the 75 guys. That's yeah.
Tulane at Memphis. Memphis is a 4.5-point favorite.
Why do we got this game on our schedule?
I'm gonna go Memphis.
Maybe because
listen,
Summerall might be coming to Kentucky.
So I'm going Tulane. Summerall, I got you.
Listen, now I'm rooting for Memphis because I know right now if Summerall keeps winning, one of these bigger schools are going to get him.
That's a good
so
point.
I'm rooting for Memphis.
Yeah, we're going
Go
Memphis.
Tigers. Yeah, there you go. That's who we want.
I like Memphis too.
Memphis is one of the better group of 5 teams out there.
So there you go. That's a clean sweep. Memphis Tigers.
KCU at UPike. UPike is a 20.5-point favorite.
Wow, that's a big margin. I don't know about that. Bluefield, I just seen Bluefield, and Bluefield beat UPike, and I just seen
KCU beat Bluefield.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So is it at UPike?
Yep.
So I'm taking UPike, but definitely not the spread.
Yeah, no, that's a lot.
I'm saying UPike 7-7.
I'm gonna take UPike, even though I don't think they're gonna win. I'm gonna pick UPike. I'm gonna pick them.
Listen, bad news, Brett Coleman. He's not going to want to end his career on a loss. But listen, he better get ready for Jackson Wasick and for number 81. What's his name? The wideout, Briscoe. Jalen Briscoe, Jackson Wasick. Listen, these two guys are electric. And then they got Cobb, the young, speedy receiver. And then they got Javari Gamble in the backfield. This KCU team. They're starting to hit stride, and offensively, you're not going to stop them. So you better outscore them. And I just don't know. I know UPike defensively, they got bad news, Brett Coleman, and a solid secondary, but I don't know if they got the offense that can keep pace with KCU. I'm taking the Knights.
I'm going UPike. I think UPike even covers the spread. The last couple of weeks, they found something. They've been slaughtering the teams. Except Bluefield, but against Union, beat the crap out of it. I'm going UPike and cover the 20.5.
Not happening. Definitely not covering.
That's the last college game.
There you go. So, Leroy, we'll see you next week when we come in and tell you, how bad we beat you by, and then we'll pick another week of games. Sound good?
All right, buddy. Just take it easy, go.
Listen, and I want to. Ashley was giving the shrimp a big nod, and I was talking about the vegetable beef soup. Was you the one that cooked that?
No, I was not. There's that pretty blonde-head lady over there.
There you go. She said you better say that.
Yeah, let me.
You notice he looked before he spoke.
Well, everybody been asking me, and I tell them, I'm like, well, I showed her how to make it the first time. Did she make it? I've never made it. So everybody thinks I make it, she makes it.
Well, I always see you back in the kitchen, so I always think you did. But she sent me a picture when she was making it, so I knew who made it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you guys, vegetable beef, if you're a fan of vegetable beef soup, get up here before it gets gone. I promise you.
It's good.
It's worth the trip.
She does a great job on it.
So, Leroy, we're going to let you go, but once again, we thank you for everything you do
brother.
for us.
Thanks, Leroy.
Next week.
Now, Ashley, Leroy, I think he's pulled the wool over. Listen, I think he's done this before.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
But that's going to bring us to the point in the show where I get to show my smartness over everybody else in the show.
Here we go.
We're going to go to the high school picks.
Let's start on the West Virginia side.
I'm pretty sure I'm winning right now, too.
No, last weekend on the picks, I beat you by 2.
But
On the high school picks.
I think I'm up 3 wins on David and 5 on
Yeah, but that's picking against David, not against me.
Well, we'll see how this week goes.
St. Albans at Chapmanville. I think it's the other way around. Chapmanville ain't at St. Albans.
St. Albans is at Chapmanville.
Okay, St. Albans at
yes.
Chapmanville. Gotcha.
Yeah, senior night at the Ville. It's the Ville all day by a very large margin.
I think Chapmanville spanks St. Albans. They're going to take them out behind the old woodshed and deliver a beatdown. I'm taking this. I seen what Logan did last week. Nick Booth said, "Hey, we're going to do Chapmanville a solid. We're going to go in and we're going to hurt their feelings at the end of the season. And Chapmanville, you come finish them off." So
there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm with you all. Chapmanville is about as much as they want it.
As bad as they want it.
Tug Valley at James Monroe.
So Tug Valley's down. Got some major injuries coming off a loss to Man. I've watched Man all season. I actually talked to John Thomas Caffrey, one of their coaches today. But I think that's a tall task going up there, traveling. It's a long drive. So I'm going to say Man drops one here.
You say James Monroe?
James Monroe, yep.
I'm going James.
I'm going to take James Monroe too. They're a 25.5-point favorite. By the way, Chapmanville was a 45-point favorite over St. Albans.
Doddridge County at Mingo Central.
I'm going to go with my boy David, and this is a must-win for Mingo to get that to host. I'm going to say Mingo Central wins a close one.
Mingo Central wins a close one.
Well, this time of year, it's cold on that mountain.
It is.
Cold.
It's very cold, and this is a tough one, man. Doddridge County comes in undefeated. Mingo Central, I mean, their undefeated season's gone. I just don't know if them boys, coming, a week away from dropping your only game of the year, I don't know if they'll be able to regroup. I think Doddridge County undefeated coming in, they got a lot to play for too. Not as much as Mingo. Mingo's playing for a home playoff game.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think Doddridge County. I just don't see Mingo respond. I think Coach Young will have them ready for the playoffs, but I think this game right here, I think Doddridge County comes in and rides a high of an undefeated season.
I agree. I'm going with Doddridge County as well. Wayne at Sissonville.
I'm taking Wayne over Sissonsville. Wayne's got a tailback that's really good, big kid. I know Wayne's not the normal Wayne that they've been for the last couple of years. It's a down year, rebuilding year for those guys. But I'm going to say Wayne goes and gets one with Sissonsville.
Listen, Sissonville, they've surprised me this year. They've got some wins. They're building something there in Sissonville.
Yeah, they've been really up and down all season. They've dropped some I thought they should have won, and they've won some that I thought they'd drop.
What's our buddy's name? Passed away. It was a big Sissonville guy.
Bumper Taylor.
Yeah, Bumper Taylor. He was a longtime sponsor out of the Logan area there with the medical center.
Appalachian Medical.
Yeah, Appalachian Medical Center. I just think that Wayne, no matter what year it is, it's going to be hard for Sissonville to ever knock off Wayne. Wayne, I think, is a step up, in football, and it's hard to beat them teams like that.
Oh, it is. It is.
I'm going to go with Sissonville just for my buddy Bumper.
You're going with Bumper Taylor?
I grew a relationship with him there through the sponsorship and stuff. And really, really good guy. I really miss him, and I know the town of Sissonville does too. So let's go with Sissonville.
He was. Definitely missed Bumper Taylor.
Riverview at Tulsa.
What's the point spread?
This here, I think I
It's a pick 'em.
Yeah, I got it here. 12 and a half, Tulsa.
I'm going Tulsa.
I'm going to go with Tulsa, too. I think Robert Evans and them, I seen some good things in that Tuck Valley game when I watched them, and Robert Evans, I really think, that game against Work last week, I think it's going to wear on him. He's not going to want to lose back-to-back weeks, so I think Tulsa's going to get the win here to cap off the season.
I agree.
Yeah, I've got Tulsa. Man at Wahama.
So this is a big game for Man, and it's a big game for Logan, Chapmanville, Mingo, because if Man can upset Wahama, everybody gains points. Does that make sense?
It does.
So, but that being said, logically, Wahama's got one of the best tailbacks in the state of West Virginia in any class. So, they're a powerhouse. They're there every year knocking on the door. I'm going to say Wahama.
Wahama's a 35.5-point favorite. I don't think they'll cover the spread, but I think Wahama will get a 4-touchdown victory here.
I agree.
What do you got, KJ?
I'm going Wahama myself. Like I said, I don't think there's a prayer.
You're going with Wahama?
Yeah, I'm going Wahama. Next up would be Logan at Westside. Should be a good one.
I know. I'm going with my boy Nick Booth. I think Logan goes into Westside, gets a really good statement win, finishing the season. A remarkable season for him, first-year head coach coming in.
Yeah.
So I think Logan goes in there and wins that by 2 touchdowns.
Well, this here, honestly, it depends on whether Lucas Lambert plays.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If he's healthy, he's a 3-touchdown difference guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he is.
So I'm going to go with Logan because, I don't know. I expect him to play, but if he don't play.
Well, he put up. I saw he put up some good numbers against St. Albans.
Yeah.
So
he did play against St. Albans.
That's the way I was reading it.
Yeah.
Again, we need more details on that kind of stuff, but it looked like he put up some good numbers on Facebook, and he played against St. Albans. So if Lucas is healthy, Logan goes in there and wins pretty handily.
I agree with you, but if he's not, watch out. This could be an upset.
Well, anytime you go to Westside, there's that shot. There's that chance.
It's
a different place to play. In basketball, baseball, I think if you went up there and played checkers, you'd got to fight your way out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Give me the burial ground. Westside fighting for a playoff spot.
What's it called? Clear Fork?
Clear Fork Crazies.
Yeah, it's called the burial ground.
It's painted right across the wall in the gym, the Clear Fork Crazies.
And the football field's the burial ground.
The burial ground, yeah, that's what it's called.
So give me Westside with the upset, trying to sneak their way into the playoffs. Scott at Williamstown. Williamstown big.
Williamstown big, I agree.
Yeah, Williamstown about as much as they want.
The last couple of years, Scott's been one of those perennial teams for the last 4, 5, 6 years. And the rumor has it that this is the last year for the coach there, that he's going to retire and somebody else will take over the helms next year. That's yet to be seen or clarified, but it hurts when you have a Matt Fry that's led you for that long, which is at UC now, took over UC's program, 2 back-to-back wins, showed out, player of the conference both weeks. So, but Scott's down.
I'm the same way. I think Scott was blessed with a lot of great athletes, here's the thing. We had so much fun covering Scott that year that we covered him that, we got to know these players, got to know the community. I mean, I like what's going on there in Madisonville and Danville. But right now, this football season, I didn't think that, that they would fall, to where they're at right now in that.
Well, we talked early. You talked early season. We still thought, both of us thought they'll get it together and at least be a playoff team. But it's just like starting quarterback left. Halfway through season or a little better. It's just the wheels just fell off.
Yeah. So I think Williamstown's catching Scott at a good time here.
Yeah, I agree.
Liberty at Wyoming East.
Who?
I guess it's Liberty Raleigh. I would assume.
Yeah, Liberty Raleigh, Wyoming East. I'm saying
Raleigh.
Liberty Raleigh. All day. Yep.
All right, let's jump over to the Kentucky playoffs. We'll start with 1A. Fairview at Sayre.
Fairview.
You going with Fairview?
No way. Sayre's Chad Pennington. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll switch. I'm going with my boy CP.
I hope you was joking on that.
He was.
Sayre, last week
Yeah.
Larry French is a legend in the coaching world.
Yeah.
He couldn't find a way to beat Chad Pennington, so I don't think Fairview will either. I think that Sayre, they're primed for a good playoff run. I think they take care of business. They're
Harlan.
42-point favorites.
Woo.
Yeah.
Harlan at
You need to slide that
Middlesboro.
over here when I'm picking. You know what I mean? What you got?
Harlan at Middlesboro.
Harlan at Middlesboro. Well, neither one of these are in our coverage area, but Middlesboro, they got a rich history, as I mentioned. They was undefeated till last week, and they got Larry French. So, I'm not going to bet against Coach French.
I'm going with you. I agree.
Middlesboro myself. East Ridge at Prestonsburg. 2-8.
Now, we will be doing this game live on D&D Sports Network. So for you guys that's interested in watching this is the Citizens Bank of Kentucky game of the week. So,
Prestonsburg all day.
and it's played tomorrow. They switched it from Friday till tomorrow night.
Till Thursday.
Yep.
Okay.
So KJ and Coach May will probably be there in the Bird for that one. So, I'm saying Prestonsburg all day. They're a 37-point favorite. And I don't know if they'll cover that. East Ridge, listen, Coach Burdine's done a good job with this squad this year. You got Talon Hopkins. He's had a phenomenal season at running back. I think they're going to come in and East Ridge I think will put up a few points, but I don't think they'll get anywhere close.
I think Prestonsburg.
Yeah, I think it's Prestonsburg all day.
Yeah.
Hey, and for you guys out there, if you'll go on there and comment, give us something to look at. I'm a West Virginia guy, so I don't know a lot about these Kentucky teams. So if you guys will help me out, get in there and hit some comments, get us blowed up, hey, you might pull me a little bit.
Yeah, let us know what your thoughts are. Who you got winning these games. Normally they do. They'll hop on there, so let us know, guys, who you got picking.
And somebody put in here, Sayre lost to Middlesboro. Middlesboro's undefeated.
They lost to Middlesboro.
Yeah.
Okay, so Middlesboro's still undefeated, but it don't matter. Sayre's still 42-point favorite. They'll cover every bit of that
Oh,
over
yeah.
Fairview.
Oh, yeah.
Not Central at Shelby Valley.
This is one of the most interesting games in the first round of the playoffs. Not Central is a team that they was undefeated, I think, up to like week 6. And then ended up getting beat by Prestonsburg, I think, who beat them. But this Not Central team, this is a very good squad. They hit hard. They're explosive on offense. They can put points up. But Coach Johnson and our friends at Shelby Valley, they've started to get things clicking there at Shelby Valley. They've moved Jonah Bartley to running back, and it seems like that was the adjustment they needed. They've played teams really tough over this second half of the season. This is a very interesting ball game here, and it's at Shelby Valley. But Knox Central comes into this one. Shelby Valley's a 26.5-point favorite.
I'm going to Shelby Valley all day.
You going to Shelby Valley?
All day.
I'm going to go Knox Central.
Listen, I battled in the gym with some of them Shelby Valley boys.
Yeah.
They're tough.
Yeah.
They're physical.
Listen, you know what?
Listen,
Matt
I thought
Taylor
we'd done.
brings.
Listen, I thought we'd done fist fought all over the Ville. You know what I mean?
Well, I can tell you the jail cell was almost full by the end of that game.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
They was cops running everywhere. So I'm going with my boys. I think they're toughing it out and pull the win.
You won't find more tougher kids than you'll find on Virgin.
Oh no.
But I think Knox Central. I think Knox Central takes care of business.
I think it's a toss of the two.
That's what I say. I think it's 50-50. 26.5. I don't know where they got that. They must know something we don't know.
Who they got favored by 26.5?
Shelby Valley.
Shelby Valley.
Wow. I'm going to take Valley just because of its home. Carroll County at Russell.
Red Devils. Russell.
Yeah, I'm going to go Russell.
Harrison County at Johnson Central. JC all day.
Yeah, JC all the way.
JC 45.5-point favorite. They'll beat them by more.
Perry Central at Lincoln County.
Yeah, Lincoln County, Perry Central, Coach Dixon, they're still falling on tough times there. I say, give them the summer, let them regroup, come back next year hotter than ever. But this year here, I think their season ends next week.
Back in the tents. Yep, I agree.
Pineville at Hazard.
Yeah, we'll
Hazard.
be there tomorrow night.
We're doing that one too. Yeah.
We'll be there. So, I'm gonna take Hazard. They're a 41.5-point favorite. KJ, say you're a Pineville guy. You're through and through Pineville, Middlesboro.
Yeah, where you at?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Listen.
Let's hear it.
My nephew played at Middlesboro.
He also went to Pineville.
Then he's at Pineville now. But he's not on the football field no more. He's just strictly basketball. So I'm staying with just back. We can start picking basketball. We'll start.
Yeah. Listen.
I need to get him back. I need to get.
Hey,
I need to
over
get him here with me.
Over
He's
where I'm
6'7".
from, that's called. You definitely need to get him over here with me.
Well, what did you say he was? 6'7".
Yeah, 6'7".
Yeah. How many times did you hear that at your house? 6'7".
Well, at my house, not none. None. 6'3", 6'4".
And this kid, Ashley, he was 6'6" at was it sixth grade or seventh? Seventh grade, he was 6'6". He hasn't grown much. He was 6'6" in seventh grade.
Yeah. I know a guy.
All right, who we got next? Paintsville at Williamsburg.
At Williamsburg?
Yeah, give me Williamsburg.
This is a 9.5 point favorite. I'm gonna go with Coach Melvin and the Tigers. I'm gonna say they continue this magic carpet ride that they've had this year, and I think Anderson Loffer, Coach Short, Brody Howe, I think they find some way to get this first round victory and sneak into round 2.
I'm going the other way.
You going Williamsburg too?
Yep.
Walton, Verona at Morgan County.
Walton, Verona.
Walton.
Now Morgan County shocked some people. They won a game a couple weeks ago that shocked everybody. Who was it they beat?
I don't know, but I'm going to go Morgan County at home.
I think it was West Carter or Greenup County one they beat.
St. Henry at Breathitt.
Yeah, Breathitt. Breathitt's one of the better teams right now in the Cofields. You know, they're 8-2, and they're 8-2 for a reason. You know, I mean, they beat some very good teams.
Bloody Breathitt.
Yep, there you go.
Bloody Breathitt.
I think you see an old-fashioned rivalry game in the third round with Breathitt at Pond Creek.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody.
I think that's what it's pointing at.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
That's where it'll be in the third round.
I think there's a very good chance you're going to see that happen.
West Carter at Bracken County.
Oh, he's thinking. This could be bad.
Listen,
What's the spread?
27.5 point favorite Bracken County. Now Bracken just played Pikeville, and Pikeville blanked them, I think.
Yeah. So what you're saying? There's a few of these games on here that you don't understand.
Yeah. This game right here, like Bracken County, they're not in our coverage area, you know. But West Carter, you know, I know Coach Barker's not had the season he wanted, but you're starting to see some things pick up there.
Well, and in Kentucky, unlike West Virginia, it's a new season.
Yeah, it's
start over.
New season. That's it.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not going to bet against Coach Barker, even though it's winter time and it's time for the polar bears to come out. I say West Carter puts the polar bears back to hibernation.
Well, I hate to tell you, Coach, I'm going polar bears.
You going polar bears? All right.
I'm with you. Give me Bracken County at home. Leslie County at Belfry. Belfry is as bad as they want.
All day.
Yeah,
all day.
Belfry.
Betsy Lane at Martin County.
No.
Martin.
I'm going Martin County. My boys just left here. It's Martin County all day. I'm going fishing. Come on.
And I'm with him because what I'm doing is I'm putting the Starlink on the bass boat. Me and Ashley getting right in the middle.
Yeah, we're in.
We're going to stream and we're going to throw some top water and we're going to catch some big bass.
Bang, bang, bang.
Well,
yeah.
You might be fishing a little bit early because Betsy Lane's coming in ready to end Martin County.
Oh.
Season, you know,
but now didn't Martin County get them in regular season already?
Did.
What was the difference?
42-18.
48 to 18.
Oh yeah. Martin County all day.
Yeah, no.
Maynard combines for 4 TDs.
I'd say you're probably right on both of them. I think Martin County. This is one of them. It's senior night. Devin will want to go off.
Oh yeah.
You know, I just think D&D Sports will be in the house for this one. For you folks, we want you to come out and make this a rowdy, rambunctious crowd. But for the people that ain't there, then you know we want you to watch on D&D. Devin Maynard, Bones Lafferty, Jared Haney, they're special players. They cruise on to the second round, and they'll end up in Pond Creek in round 2.
Bones, I got you.
There you go.
Got you. All the way to Pond Creek, baby.
Yep. All the way to Pond Creek.
Bath County at Lloyd Memorial.
I'm going to take Lloyd Memorial.
Lloyd Memorial.
Lloyd all day.
And Lloyd Memorial's the coldest place I've ever watched a football game.
It was mine too.
Yeah, and I tell you right now, this weather here is not going to affect them any at all. Lloyd Memorial gets this win.
Yeah, that was the coldest football at Belfry in the state semis that year. It was the coldest football game. It's right on the Ohio River there, right in Cincinnati. It was crazy. Henry County at East Carter. East Carter.
Yeah, Coach Tampa and them gets back on the winning track this week.
Yep, I agree. East Carter.
Fleming County at Bourbon County. That's
Now
Coach
Bourbon,
Jones.
ain't
That's
that
Coach
David's?
Jones' old school.
Yeah, old territory there.
Sitting there at 8-1, Bourbon County.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
They're 8-1. They're a 30-point favorite in this.
Bourbon County is?
Yeah, give me Bourbon.
All right, give me Bourbon.
If you've never been that way, actually, though, honestly, the prettiest country.
Yeah, it's prettiest part of Kentucky you'll ever see.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is. When you ride down them 2-lane roads, you see the old
horse
farm fences.
Yeah, the old horse farms and stuff. Yeah.
Just go for miles.
I'm in.
It's
I'm in.
beautiful, man. It's a beautiful ride, but they're going to be enjoying it because Fleming County is going to end their season. They'll have all the time to enjoy it they want after this one.
Oh, yeah.
You're picking Fleming?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
taking
wow.
Fleming.
I'm going Bourbon all day.
I'm going Bourbon.
I think y'all's drinking too much bourbon.
Not yet, but we're working on it.
Powell County at Bell County. Dudley Hilton all day long.
Yep. Bell County ain't losing. I'm taking Bell County.
Bell County.
Knox Central at Letcher Central.
Letcher, Junior Matthews and them, listen. They faced Belfry last week. You know, it's one of them, they run into a buzzsaw. Junior Matthews has a really good team, an explosive team, and you got an electrifying quarterback in Gunnar Holbrook. Letcher Central wins this one easily.
Letcher all day.
I'm with you, Letcher Central. Let's see. McCreary Central at Lawrence County.
Lawrence County's a 36.5-point favorite coming into this one.
I'm going Lawrence County.
Lawrence County.
Yeah, I think Lawrence, I think their front five is going to be the difference in this. I think their offensive line is going to be too big, too strong, and Featheroff will have all day to pass the ball, and there'll be a lot of holes opened up for K.J. Johnson. Lawrence County wins this one easy.
Estill County at Rockcastle. Rockcastle, big.
Yeah, Rockcastle. This is a 35.5-point favorite, Ashley. Rockcastle over Estill.
Yeah, it's Rockcastle.
Greenup County at Highlands.
I like this game. You know, Jared Lorenzen, his son, Tate Lorenzen, plays for Highlands.
Okay.
Yeah, this year here, as Jasper Davidson's had a solid season there on the farm, but Highlands, they're one of them perennial powers in Kentucky, and I think Tate Lorenzen, this season was meant for that young man. Highlands wins this one.
I'm going Highlands.
Highland.
And you know what's crazy about that, girl?
What?
Highlands and JC can meet in the second round, and that could possibly anywhere else be a state championship game.
Yeah.
So if Highlands and JC both win, that's going to be Highlands.
No, they'll play Covcath.
Covcath, that's right. Yeah.
Highlands is in the third round.
They can meet Highlands in the third round. Even Covcath in the second round, that could be a state championship game.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That them two districts are loaded like that.
I agree.
Mason County at Ashland.
Ashland's not had the season they want, but this season it's never too late to turn it around. I think the Clark Pump and Shop Stadium will be rocking on Friday night, and Ashland wins this one easily. I think Mason County is dangerous, but Ashland, they're getting Ashland on a bad week.
Yeah, Ashland all day.
Boyd County at Covcath. Here's what we was talking, Covcath.
This is Covcath, 40-point favorite. As good as Boyd is, they played Johnson Central close, but like I said, football's a game of matchups. Covcath's a bad matchup for Boyd County. Covcath gets the win.
Yeah, Covcath.
That's the last one.
Who you got?
Covcath.
Covcath. All right, there we go. So with that being said, the Pigskin Pick'em, that's going to bring us to our Mountain Top 10. This is the last Mountain Top 10 of the season. So let's see what we got.
Johnson Central stays at number 1. Belfry stays at 2. Raceland 3, Prestonsburg 4, Lawrence County 5, Chapmanville 6, Pikeville 7, Breathitt County jumps in at 8, Martin County 9, and Mingo Central 10. Dropping out of the top 10 was East Carter and Russell. Others receiving votes was Russell with 6, Ashland 6, Letcher Central 5, and East Carter 2.
Yeah, that one right there, as you see in Martin County and Mingo, there's only 3 points separated them there. And, the interesting thing to see, if this would have went another week, I think Chapmanville could have possibly jumped all the way to 4th because they even got some third-place votes this week. I think they have 4 third-place votes.
That's at 14 to 6 voting range.
I'm not saying they.
Yeah.
I still think them other teams that they would have to lose for where Chapmanville jumps them, but Chapmanville picked up a lot of momentum with that win, and as you see, there's only 10 points separates them and Lawrence and Prestonsburg, so 11 points between them and 4th place. So I actually in this week here, I actually had Chapmanville 5th on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think other than the top 2, Chapmanville plays with any of them.
Yeah, I think Raceland belongs in that conversation in the 3, but outside of that, I think Chapmanville's as good as any team on this. And that's crazy because from where the beginning of the season comes till now, that just tells you the respect that they've earned. Like even myself, I thought, they're undefeated week 3, week 4, I'll put 10th, that's about in my book. Well, then as the week kept going on, they kept getting statement win after statement win, and it just as the old saying goes, you can't help who's on your schedule, but as long as you're taking care of business, and that's the thing, Chapmanville never left out. Every one of them wins they should have won, they won easily. I think that this Chapmanville team, they've been one of the surprise teams this year. And when you talk Coach of the Year, I think Wes Hager, I think Jesse Peck and Zach Belcher all deserve in that conversation for Coach of the Year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I tell you, I think that Paintsville's coach deserves to be up there in that conversation. Where people thought they was going to be
to where they're at now. Yeah.
So I think you got to throw Matt Varney in there, taking over the program of the legend of Kentucky high school football, and he's sitting at 9-1.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, Matt Varney definitely deserves to be there. He's been top 2 all year in our rankings. Well, I think they dropped to 3 one year or 1 week, but it's been a great year for all these teams. Breathitt's 8-2 right now. And they're beating very good teams. So every one of them teams in the top 10. I think deserve to be there. This week here for me it was easy on my vote because I thought that it played itself out to where in these last couple of weeks I thought East Carter belonged up there in them, but they've dropped 2 or 3 games here in the last couple of weeks, and I think it all plays itself out. And I think you got the 10 best teams in the top 10 right now.
In the mountains, I agree.
But when you sit there, Martin County went from
they had the biggest jump, 5 spots.
5 spots. They jumped from 14th up to 15th up to 9. Mingo Central drops 1. Let's see who is that? Pikeville gained ground, and Breathitt had the biggest jump. They went from not being ranked to ranked.
Yeah.
So,
Bloody Breathitt.
Yeah, so that right there, that's going to be interesting to see. Playoffs start now, and this is where you really get to see what these teams are made of. And you'll see in 3 weeks, let's see who's still standing, and then you'll find out who was the top 10, who wasn't.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And here's the great part. So we'll announce it tonight that we were granted permission to do the Chapmanville and the Mingo Central state tournament games. We've applied for many, but those 2 were granted by SSAC this week.
So D&D Sports Network will be
no matter where they're at.
No matter where they're at, up till the championship game.
That's at Wheeling Island.
It's in Laley Field. So if either team or any of our teams make it to there, we have to get permission from NFHS to do those games.
Well, somebody just asked that question. So
yeah, so those games are covered. If you're wanting your other teams covered, then you need to make some phone calls because we've applied for them. Yeah. They just haven't been granted yet. And again, in the rules thing, it's said that if other media companies have unlimited rights to those, so that we wouldn't be able to do those. But those 2 games have been granted.
There you go. So you're going to see Minor fans, Chapmanville Tigers. This is your home for Tiger and Minor football from here on out. So and we will have both of them this Friday night, senior night. D&D Sports Network will be in the house, and if I'm not mistaken, if things don't change, I'll be in the Ville for the first time this week.
First time in the Ville. Yeah, get to watch that gunslinging going on.
There you go. So look forward to that. We do got a few things to go over real quick before we go off. Dakota, Dalton, and Jackson Topping, along with Trey Ward, is headed to Huntington this weekend to take on, or for game day visits as Marshall takes on, is it James Madison?
James Madison, yep.
James Madison. What a great day for them to go on a visit, with these new unis coming out, paying homage to 75. If you're wanting to win a kid over, this is the week to do it.
Oh yeah, this is definitely the atmosphere that a kid, if you're recruiting him, this is one you want to bring him into.
That's it.
The big guys are going to be there. Pennington, Leftwich, those guys. Randy Moss may make an appearance, but I definitely saw on Facebook that Moss and Leftwich will both, or not Moss, but Pennington and Leftwich both will be there.
Yeah, that right there, that's a huge opportunity for these kids to go there and witness that kind of atmosphere. I went a few weeks ago when Dakota went on his visit to Texas State.
For me, that visit when me and you went with him down there for Texas State, it was kind of weird for me, because we're sitting up there in the bleachers, and the head coach of Texas State's G.J. Keene's wife is sitting there with us, and kids, and his father-in-law, and we're watching them play Marshall into an overtime game. And me bleeding green, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, this is killing me. This ain't the right way to do it. You know what I mean? But, here we are.
Well, you talking about that's the interesting thing, and it was hard sitting up there with the Texas State coach not cheering for the Herd.
Yeah, it was. It was tough. But on that behalf, the word is that G.J. Keene ends up at either UCLA or Oklahoma State.
That'd be huge.
Huge.
We got some comments. Kim Dalton says, "Hey Dad, it's Parker watching."
Yep. Let me tell you a little about Parker. So everybody knows Dakota, of course.
Yeah.
And they know Chubbs. If you've watched Midget League football, you know Chubbs.
Yeah.
So Parker's my middle one. Parker don't play any sports.
Yeah.
So today he had his Beta Awards in Charleston where they compete and they design all this art stuff. And if you keep up with my Facebook, Parker is an artist. He draws and does all this stuff. So Parker won first place in both of his divisions today.
Wow.
Proud dad.
And where's he going to go?
He goes to Nashville, Tennessee, which is one of his favorite places he's been wanting to go, to compete for the national championship.
Great. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Jamie Hager tuning in. He says Sayer lost to Middlesboro. Well, Mikey Hager, Pikeville's Mikey Hager, is ranked 5th in fastest recorded times in the nation this year in a football game. He had 20.7 mile an hour.
Holy smokes! They need to get a radar gun on Trey Ward.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting to say.
I think Trey breaks that 20.
Yeah, well, I think there's a good chance. But
listen, if you watch that 98-yard interception run back the other day, he was definitely cooking 32 up that sideline.
He was, and I thought for sure Knuckles had the angle on him.
Oh, yeah, I thought he'd run him down, and he just walked away from everybody.
And then right here you see Stephen Carter said, y'all doing Dodgers Mingo? Yes. Randy Jude says 4A is the most loaded class in Kentucky or West Virginia. It's normally 2A, but 4A is stacked this year in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And then I won't argue with you there, Randy. He said 2A is loaded, but not as close as 4A this year. And Clyde Dingus says East Carter's running back hasn't played the last 2 weeks, so that's why you're seeing them fall off. And for you guys that don't know, he may be running back of the year in the Cofields. The kid is a beast. I mean, he's.
Well, let's hope he gets back to health.
Yeah.
It's tournament time, you know.
Hopefully he's back. Coach Champion can roll on with a couple wins in the playoffs. So, with that being said, also Braden Markham, we mentioned earlier from Belfry, got to visit Gage Green.
Yeah, visit at UPOC.
Yeah, visit at UPOC. So, a lot of kids getting visits right now.
Oh, yeah, and it's that time of year. Season's winding down. You know, the colleges are looking at what they're pushing for the summer. So, you know, guys, listen, visits come in, but those offers will keep coming. You know, keep working, keep putting film out there. If you need us to help do anything, reach out to me, Darryl, or David, any of us. We'll make sure your stuff gets sent. See if we can help you all we can.
That's it. If you want your kid promoted, message D&D, and we'll make it happen. The guys, Michael Sean Waller, producer KJ, Ashley Dalton, Darryl McCoy, live here from Trailhead in Maplewood, West Virginia. Jam-packed crowd. We want to thank the Martin County Cardinals for coming over tonight. We want to thank our sponsors that make this happen. And again, we will see you tomorrow night. Hazard versus Pineville in Hazard, and Prestonsburg versus Eastridge in Prestonsburg, and we'll have both them games right here on the D&D Sports Network. Friday night, Chapmanville versus St. Albans, Mingo County Central versus Doddridge County, and Martin County versus Betsy Lane will be our games on Friday night. So, guys, make sure you stay tuned to D&D Sports Network for all your football action. Guys, for